Hello, 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 hello. Oh yeah, in this last page here, we don't have to read through it again. It does sound fancy. Oh, what is it blocking? Smash! No, you don't have to block that, Automod. That's not a bad word. To describe short-circuiting. But this last page was us comforting Luca and her feeling a little bit better about it. You have so many questions going through your head. So many potentially misplaced loyalties. Your answers lie in the villa. Yes, the villa, Arundel's house. That villa where we don't have memories, but for some reason we remember it exists. I feel like I have like a hiccup trapped in my chest. Dealt with the kidney stone for 222? What? 2 surgeries. What 222 what? Keyboard smash is the best way to show me flavor. Fade mutters something about you being easily led before shifting out of phase and out of mind. So the more we play this, the more it seems like this specter, which we named Fade, is maybe our way of trying to cope with a trauma or something? Oh, 222 days. Jesus Christ. 2 surgeries. 3. Oh my God, Carrie. Jesus, I'm sorry. Sometimes I just go, eep. Returning. Oh, so now we get to choose what is our motive for doing this. Why does the green screen think everything's green if it gets too close to the camera? Very strange. Did we get that theory? No, we did not, but it's starting to seem more and more like it. We are very ruthless, but we're still pretty subversive. Wow. Fucking read that wrong like 3 times. So, why would we want to go find Arundel? Returning Arundel to his proper place as prince will come with great rewards. I want to gain political power and strength from this move. Knowledge is power. I want to know why Arundel put this strange trigger in my brain. What other hidden secrets can I uncover by traveling to the villa? I want to smooch. Subservient. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Helping Arundel regain his rightful... Arundel's fucking dead. I don't know why I think I'm gonna find him in there. Helping Arundel... This is like fucking 2 IQ Silas again. Helping Arundel regain his rightful place as prince is the proper thing to do. You know, let's be fucking unhinged. The more I learn about Arundel and Corliss, the closer I am to taking their power for my own. Why not? Fuck it. Do you ever think what we could do with the forbidden knowledge we find if we follow this trail to its conclusion? You ask. Just out of the blue. We have so much to gain. And fortune favors the bold. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Luca cautions. We gathered evidence for a reason. I gotta fucking shave. What is this? Oh my goodness. Do you ever think... No, actually I don't. Kind of like either don't do anything or act on pure instinct alone. I've gotten this far, so I'll keep doing it. I think at the very least we should take the recordings to Corliss so she can figure out a way to best deal with Viserys and Alicia. Oh, Luca. I think Corliss would kill us without a second thought if it meant she got what she wanted. Absolutely not that last one. The more we learn about Corliss, the less I trust her. I think we should keep it all to ourselves for now. Check in if you need to, but let's wait on delivering the goods until after we've chased down this lead to the villa. We can bring the recording, Corliss, but I want to keep the journal. See, no. Well, yeah, I just don't fucking trust Corliss. I don't at all. Let's keep it. Let's hold on to it. She's shady. She is! She's being really fucking shady. Luca thinks your proposal over for a minute. Agreed. We'll check in, and then head out to the villa after. We shouldn't go on another trip until we know if anything else has changed while we're gone. That, and Corliss will be wondering why neither of us came into the office tonight. Right. The office. In all the chaos, you'd forgotten about your more mundane obligations. Oh, it would be best to at least show your face and avoid ruffling Corliss's feathers. Okay, you say. We'll head to Corliss's office. Next chapter. Yes, continue. Chapter 9. Conviction. Luca pulls up to the curb in front of Corliss's office building and kills the engine, pausing for a moment to scan the surrounding areas before opening the door. No work from home option in this world. Yeah. Well, I mean, vampires aren't even really supposed to be using computers very much, so definitely not. What's this little thing? This little dog poop in the back of my head. You can ruffle my... Yeah, Luca's really good about that. Yeah, I know. It's unusually quiet on the sidewalk when you join her. Mortal is conspicuously absent for this early at night. A man you recognize as one of Corliss's ghouls emerges from the glass front door and waves you inside. Evening, Stanley. Yeah, even told us we're... Yeah, the only one's not doing it. Luca says. Corliss has the entire block on lockdown? The sharply dressed ghoul nods as he closes the door behind you and slips a deadbolt shut. In all the years you've known him, you think you've heard Stanley utter a grand total of 10 words, and he doesn't seem intent on adding up to the count now, or adding to the count now. He gestures to the nearest elevator and escorts you to the door, hitting the up button. His suit jacket rides up as he leans forward, revealing 2 guns at his belt. He notices you noticing and gives a nod. When the door closes, leaving the 2 of you alone again, Lucas sniffs out loud. I'll never know what Corliss sees in that man. A good relationship requires communication, and a ghoul is more than just a mortal. There's a connection there, blood to blood. I realize, I agree, Luca. I know what you mean. My bond with Gerard is more than just kindred and servant. He's a companion and an ally. All that really matters is Stanley be able to defend the building. If he can do that, then it doesn't matter. Corliss can be a bit cold with the servants, and he probably chooses them because they're professional and good at following orders. No, I think the first one. Because fuck Alicia. What about that poor witness? Oh, yeah, no. Well, that wasn't Alicia that found the witness. That was, Vivian the Bitch Meyer. So of course she didn't repeat it. It's in her fucking name. The name I gave to her, but it's still in her name. Yeah, the rest of these are kind of like sucking up to Corliss a little bit. The more I play this game, the less good I see in Corliss. If you're gonna pull a fucking coup, you should at least, like, tell your fucking offspring. Oh, well. She earned that middle name. Yeah, she did. I think so. I thought you'd understand, Luca says as the elevator rumbles upward. I had to leave my favorite ghoul back in Tokyo when I came home. Not afraid to say that I had... and I'm not afraid to say that I miss having him around. He's supposed to be back next month, so at least there's that. How do you leave a ghoul on the other side of the world for an extended period of time? They literally need to drink your blood to live. Well, the bitch. Yeah, Vivian the bitch Meyer. My dad wouldn't tell me if he did a coup. I get why you don't like... I mean, come on, like, if you're gonna start to overthrow the government, at least let me know and let me, like, trickle off a little bit of power or something. Come on. Vampire juice boxes. Maybe, actually, that's fair. I always forget that's a thing, because none of the vampires like drinking it, so they try to avoid it at all costs. Apparently, cold blood is bad blood. I was actually joking. No, it's true. It is, like, literally, the blood bags are everywhere in Vampire the Masquerade. They all hate it. But I saw a little bit of them. Fucking, what was it? LA by Night, but it was the new series, so it was New York by Night. And one of their fridges were, like, stocked full of little, just basically blood juice bags. Stop chewing your fingers. No. I'm sorry, what? A sharp metallic ding announces your arrival, and the doors pull open into the familiar lobby, leading to the core of Corliss's operations. You've spent thousands of hours of your unlife here, but tonight it feels cold and alien. Utterly unfriendly. There's a small "Do Not Disturb" sign hung on Corliss's office, and you know better than to interrupt her when she's engaged in a private meeting. Have you ever actually seen that sign before? Fade asks. Since when does Corliss put up "Do Not Disturb" signs on our office door? You have to admit that's odd. Oh, whoops. You have to admit that it's odd, if not entirely unprecedented. Hopefully we don't have to wait long, Lucas says, gripping the journal tightly in her hand as she paces back and forth with a crackle of nervous energy. I thought we weren't going to report. Why do you have the journal? What are you doing, Luca? I thought we were keeping all of this shit to ourselves. You examine your desk for any notifications of news or updates, raising your eyebrows at the sight of something unexpected. An invitation to a ceremony of ascension. Tonight. Luca, you need to look at this, you say. That sign can't get suicide. They're already disturbed. I think we picked the wrong night to go mercenary. What do you mean? She asks. What is that? She takes the paper from her hand and scans it quickly before looking up at you, eyes wide. Is this real? You nod as Fade takes a peek. His reaction is much the same as Luca's. Official letterhead, a genuine signature, and it's... Oops, this is me. This is me speaking. Official letterhead, genuine signature, and it's here on my desk next to her office. Corliss plans to take Praxis tonight. She's being raised to prince. What? Fuck. This is bad. But so quickly. Lucas says, Don't get me wrong, this is good news for us, but when did she decide this? When were the invitations sent out? They could have been sent out at least a night ago. Say, maybe 2? We never came back to the office after the Elysium investigation. We've been occupied most of tonight. I have no idea what the council was up to while the hunt in the sewers was going on the night before that. Oh, we've been out of the loop, Luca groans. With how fast things have been moving lately, I can't blame Corliss for wanting to take advantage. She almost had to do it. No. This is unacceptable. It is a little bit. Right? She's literally exactly like what I was fucking saying. If you're gonna throw a coup, at least involve your children. What? Being a mercenary isn't that bad. Lemongrass. Unacceptable! What about Arundel? We might have... He's fucking dead, Silas. Everybody's saying it. Oh, Jesus. 2 IQ option. This is good news. If Corliss has garnered enough support to keep herself in power until Arundel returns. Never. I can't believe she's doing this. This is going to put a bigger target on our backs. Yes. That is one. I'm torn between this one or that one, because this is like, what the fuck is going on? Corliss, please. Linda, honey, listen, Linda. Oh my goodness. I wouldn't hesitate. This one I don't know about because we should have been informed immediately. We were kind of like MIA for the past 2 days. This is classic medieval court intrigue shit. This game is modern. Oh, it is. It is. I mean, it's literally called Parliament of Knives. It is modern Game of Thrones, but with vampires. I love it. It's very interesting. Yes, daddy. I'm tempted to do the last one because it's true. People are already sussy AF about us. And with Corliss just being like, hello, it's me, the usurper of the throne. Thanks, Corliss. I might not wake up tomorrow because of that. It's cool as heck. Yeah, I love it. That is true. A Vampire the Masquerade, well, usually it's like that. I mean, like any D&D, okay, with like any role-playing tabletop game, you can kind of make it whatever you want. Night Road was not really court intrigue, right? That one was fine. It was like one long season of Scooby-Doo or something. The episodes just like very loosely tied together. You get kind of a story, you meet interesting people. There's a lot of monsters. But I love Parliament of Knives. I think it's just a much better game. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can make the tabletop be whatever you want as well. It does kind of lean it towards more of like an intrigue, emotional game. It had some in the background. Yeah. Ransom wasn't a courtier. No, we were a courier. Which, yeah, is very different. But, I don't know. I guess I prefer the more in-depth plot than just catching a bunch of little pieces going on around us. I'm gonna do this last one. We both knew it would happen sooner or later. Okay, true, Luca, I'll give you that, Luca says. But I have to admit, it's suspect. Alright, what is our... Oh, look at that. Loyal is disappearing. We've gone up 10%. We've lost 10% of Loyal because Corliss is being really strange. She hands the invitation back to you. The more I think about it, the less comfortable I feel about the timing of all of this. A muffled crash comes from behind the door. I think I know what this is going to be, so let me just double check what's going on. Okay, well, not as great as I would think, but we might do it. A muffled crash comes from behind the door to Corliss's office, followed... Where did I get filed? Followed by the sounds of a struggle, causing all concerns over Corliss's ascension to flee your mind. What on earth could be going on in there? Put the sub. Luca's face creases with concern. We should go in, she says, and she hesitates. So do you. Decades of conditioning tell you both not to interrupt Corliss's private affairs, but as the second ticks by, the sound of struggling continues. I told you that the sign was a sign, Fade says. Step it up, Silas. Oh, to hell with it, you grunt. Can't just stand here. Hey, Princess Lydia. Good Halloween Eve. Oh, it's not quite Halloween Eve, is it, right? Halloween is Tuesday. But thank you. Thank you. No worries for being late. I was late to my own stream. Flee your mind and the rest will follow. You throw open the door and step into pandemonium. Corliss's broken and torn body is sprawled out over her desk, her beautiful dark blue dress in ruined tatters. Over her stands the backlit form of a very familiar-looking assassin as he slashes at her with a black-bladed dagger. The air feels warm, and you give it a cursory sniff, and you can smell dead skin burning. I can't believe it, Fade grunts. The mad bastard went and did it. Kashif! Luca yells. Get the hell off her! Oh boy. We're reaching towards the end of the game, where the game makes us choose one way or another. Dominate. I allow Luca to pull Kashif's attention away from Corliss so that I can catch him in my gaze and command him to stand down. I leap right in there with my fists, not wasting any time with words. Stamina and dexterity. What is our stamina? What was that for, little man? Come here. Don't be fussy. Don't be fussy and alone. I can't even see you. No, I don't think that was Mouse. I think that was the other guy. Mouse is sleeping too much, actually. I should probably go wake him up. Give me just 1 second. I'm gonna go poke him. You should not be sleeping as much, or I won't get any sleep tonight. Okay, I'm back. I think the little man came out here to go pee, and then just meowed at me because he wanted to get tucked back into bed. Fussy. No. Christ. Dexterity's fine, our stamina is shit, so I don't know how that would go. I call out for Kashif to stop this madness. He has to understand that if he destroys Corliss, it will only lead to more death and destruction, and his clan will never again be welcome in Ottawa. True, charisma, wits, or manipulation. Charisma and wits? What is our charisma? Mediocre at best. Our wits is fine, our manipulation's decent. Fuck. Might have to do a little domination. We might have to, because these are the same, but they're just not as good. And our stamina, despite having incredible dexterity, our stamina is ass. Non-existent. We are smart and dexterous, and that's about it. I mean, our manipulation's okay. Manipulation, resolve. Alright, time to crank out the little blood that we have. Smart, yeah, well, smart in theory, not in the choices that it gives us. You let Luca run ahead and pummel Kashif's spine with her fists, throwing him off balance. His dagger narrowly misses slicing Corliss's throat. Instead, whirling around the meat of Luca's forearm, slicing through the dead flesh with a sickening sizzle. Oh, always describing, like, the human body when you cut it up as fucking meat. Ugh, something about that just is very visceral. Maybe just, like, describing the human body as meat is very visceral. Is a non-practicing intellectual. This is your chance. Stand down, Kashif. You say in a deep, authoritative voice, channeling your your power through the empty space between you and the hapless assassin. Toss away your weapon and get on your knees. He struggles for a moment against your control, but you can see him slipping. A second later, the dagger clatters to the floor and he sinks to his knees with a defeated slump. And they are fantastic. I am glad you like it, Carrie. We're all just a piece of meat. Yeah, I feel like just regardless of the context, it makes it much more, I don't know, raw? Like in a gory context, it's gross, and like a sexual one, it's like, I don't know. Flush said. Dehumanizing. Yeah, maybe that is it, right? Maybe it is dehumanizing. And so, given the context around it, it can add in that same way? Yeah. That's a very good description of it. His eyes show shame in defeat, but also surprise that he could be so easily bested by you. Well, I mean, he must have expended a great deal of energy getting Corliss on the ropes. Corliss on the ropes, wow, okay. Like this, for you. For you have to taken him down this easily. Corliss gathers herself and tries to arrange her dress in a way that doesn't look like she was mauled by a bear. Once she's sufficiently collected, she kneels down beside the unfortunate assassin and grips his chin in her left hand. You can hear bone popping as she squeezes and pulls him forward until his eyes are inches away from a long, ragged cut on her arm. It's not mending properly, she says. She's going for a cold, detached voice, but all you can hear is the dripping of venomous rage. What did you coat that dagger with, worm? She snarls. Answer, and you'll be destroyed quickly. She pulls his chin up until he has no choice but to look into her eyes. It's down to just flesh, meat, and bone. Is flesh not meat? Fail to cooperate, and you'll die 1,000 deaths until you beg me to release your soul into the void. For a moment, you think Kashif is about to speak. His Adam apple... Oh, God, I thought of it. Okay. His Adam apple bobs, and his mouth opens. But when he purses his lips to spit, Corliss flings him away hard enough to make his neck crack. Jesus Christ. The wad of phlegm meant for Corliss's face splats against the far wall with a sizzle, leaving a brown scorch mark as it oozes towards the floor. Fade leans down to imagine the damage. Acid spit, he says. Nasty stuff, but it can't be all that practical. All he's done is piss her off even more. Yeah, disgusting. All of these descriptions, horrible. We should keep him as a trophy to commemorate your ascension to Prince Corliss. Oh, fuck off. We're not dick-sucking Corliss, come on. We should destroy him right here now for what he's done. Escaping in the shadows is what he does best. Let's not be reckless. Come on, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, that's kind of what I want to know. A quick end is too good for him. Traitors and failed assassins deserve nothing more than a slow, agonizing torture. There's a more elegant solution. Alright, so 4 out of the 5 options here are to just throw Kashif into the fucking pits. Ooh, that brought us down 4% with Kashif. But I really don't fucking trust Corliss. She's definitely in on all the Tremere bullshit that's been going on. Yeah, come on, okay, what's going on? What the fuck is going on? This is gonna really piss Corliss off, choosing this option, but I know that. After what he did here, Lucas says, aghast. You're not suggesting we just let him walk? Sorry, Luca. that upset you? No, it didn't. Of course not. No. You say, I'm just saying there may be more nuance to this than there seems to be. Destroying him, here and now, seems reckless. We need answers, and we won't get them from a pile of bone and ash. Alright, it didn't piss Corliss off somehow. Did it help Kashif? What is going on? It actually helped Kashif a lot. Didn't affect Corliss's score at all. Very interesting. Wow, okay. You're right, Silas. Corliss muses. We shouldn't destroy him now. He'd simply hate for his demise to be leveraged for my benefit. She nods. I do believe I like the sound of that. Perhaps the filthy Assamite can be of some use to me after all. You can see the wheels turning in her head as she ponders the best way to make use of this unexpected boon. I think we'll need to display him for the council to see. That's not what I meant. So what part of we should question him turned into he's a war trophy? Like, huh? She gestures you over to a small metal safe embedded in the wall and tells you the code. Inside, besides several stacks of cash and fake passports, you find a sharpened wooden stake. Malkavian. Hand it to me. She grips the stake, looming over Kashif as he desperately tries to move away from her. Lucas secures him with ease. He's too far gone to put up much of a fight until he's had time to properly mend. I want to be a war trophy, oh dear. Oh dear. Fade looks down from above, pursing his lips. I almost feel bad for the guy. I really do. There'd be some honor, or at least excitement, in death during battle, but this is all about optics and theater. Sounds like a epiphany. That is kind of the Viking audio, isn't it? He'll feel everything, Corliss says. Every torment. But he'll be unable to move, not even blink. She smirks as she readies the stake to impale the hapless Beno Hakim through the heart. Welcome to your new eternity, Mr. Salik. Okay, well, that's not what I meant. Lucas steps out of the office, carrying Kashif's dead weight over her shoulders before dumping him unceremoniously in front of the elevator. She picks up the red emergency landline phone and starts speaking to Corliss's security team for pickup. Corliss remains in her office, changing her clothes and preparing her speech for the Ascension ceremony. Oh, man. I don't think I want Corliss to ascend. She's doing so much shit behind the scenes. We don't even know what's going on. We said, no, that was the point, Wyvern. Yeah, that was supposed to sound like Piglet from Winnie the Pooh. I don't have any Wawa left. Can't be wild sometimes. Tonight's the gift that just keeps on giving, Lucas says. When you showed me that invitation, I thought that maybe Corliss's plan to take Praxis might be the end of the chaos, but it's just increasing. I'm starting to think that the best move might be to find Arundel and let him sort all this out. We won't blame Corliss for trying to keep things under control in his stead. He made her Seneschal for a reason. You might be right, you say. Something in the back of your mind keeps tugging at you. That finding Arundel is the best solution, but how can you be sure? Fade has made his opinion on Arundel crystal clear, but you're starting to wonder if his almost irrational fear is, well, irrational. Or at least misplaced. After the events of the past few weeks in your mysterious dreams, you also can't help questioning if he's hiding something from you. Oh, more from you than you've already discussed. He won't stop you from searching the villa, so the choice is yours. Yes! Yes! It's just... We need to go to the villa before the ceremony. I don't know exactly what we'll find, but we have to try to locate Arundel. He's dead. He's dead. He's fucking dead. If he's not dead, my mind's gonna be blown. If Arundel is alive, I won't even know what to expect of this. This is fucking wild. But he's fucking dead. He's definitely gonna be dead. It's too late for any of that. It's not. It's definitely not. Corliss already made her plans. We're supposed to be on our team. We should attend this ceremony. No. If the journal was a dead end, then why would Basaris... Are these two not the same? Have to find out where it leads. Yeah. I mean, yes. Right? Like, yes. I'm gonna try this. If this really, like, funks up and we don't go to the villa, then I'm just gonna reload the chapter, because I don't see the difference between 1 and 3. I want to go to the villa, but I want to go for this reason, because I think Rundel is dead. Exactly. Lucas says. Anything we can do to screw over Basaris is a win in my book. That's not exactly what I said. Yeah, but it works out the same way, Lucas says. Corliss won't be happy with us, but Arundel will help her come around when things get back to normal. Luca, whenever people start talking about when things get back to normal, the truth is normal's never coming back. Doesn't matter what the situation is. No save scum. I'm always going to save scum, okay? Always. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. I want the story that I want. So many people think Twilight. Oh, I know. You think of the jerk in The Holiday. I don't think I know that. And if we don't find him there, we just leave and go back to the ceremony. You say, we lose nothing for trying. I remember when I used to put that much blind... Oh, whoops. I remember when I used to put that much blind faith in the system, Fade says. Though I suppose it hasn't worked out all that badly for us back in Corliss for these years. But Arundel, you sure I can't change your mind on this? You shake your head. Then I guess I can't stop you. The elevator dings, and 2 of Corliss's ghouls come out into the office. This the body? One of them asks, curtly, gesturing at Kashif. If the miserable state on the assassin phases him, he doesn't show it. That's him, Lucas says. He's all yours. The man picks up the body, one-handed, and marches back to the elevator, efficient and cold as a machine. As quickly as they arrive, the ghouls are out of sight, headed down to... wherever. Mind if I take just a moment? Luca asks. I have to do a thing for Corliss down the security room. Pulling the video of Kashif's attack. She nods. It'll just be a second. I'm really good at this system. Just wait here. You sit uncomfortably at your desk and wait, musing at how many hundreds of hours you've wasted here, oblivious to the passing of time. Now that your world is moving in a whirlwind, sitting here even for a few minutes feels like agony. For once, you wish you had some paperwork to do, but aside from the invitation to Corliss's ascension, your desktop is clean. You practically launch out of your chair the moment Luca returns. Did you miss me? She asks, with a quirk of her lips. She can probably see you squirming, ready to go. Does he fade by night? I really did. That's what I wanted to hear. Oh dear, that's a little too close to a good boy. She says, holding out an arm to help you up from the padded prison of your too comfortable office chair. To the villa. Okay, good. That option does send us to the villa. I was a little worried that it wouldn't, because that's what I thought I was choosing. The elevator doors open into the main lobby with a sharp ding. Security hasn't relaxed all that much since you arrived. Most of the ghouls and armed mortals seem to be congregating at the front door where there's some kind of disturbance. It's all under control, Master, one of the mortals says as you make your way toward the door. Please, just give us a moment to clear the exit. The struggle at the door grows louder, and you and Luca share a look of confusion. It really shouldn't take Corliss's special forces more than a few seconds to clear the way. What's going on? The man pulls at his collar uncomfortably. Some of our own men turned on us. I think there may have been plants within our staff. Please, just step back. We're handling it. Who does this guy think we are? Fate asks. We won't have trouble dealing with a few wayward mortals. Let's handle it ourselves. That's just fuck this, right? The last option, the sooner we get going, the better. What? Push the man aside. I stay back and wait. No, there's got to be like 2 exits to the building, right? No big corporate build. I think it's like an OSHA violation. Only have 1 exit. Yeah, let's go out the back door. The other exits are under lockdown, the mortal says. Orders from your boss. I can't just... You really think you can just keep us in here? Lucas says, nearly growling with exasperation. Are you men so green that you don't know who we are? Most of us are just newly hired, ma'am, the mercenary says. He's sweating now, and it looks like he'd rather be just about anywhere else. Oh god, who is this? But I was briefed on both of you. I'll escort you out, but I'll have to make a note for the boss. She won't like... Who is this? Who screams for us? What? It literally doesn't... Oh, it's Jordan. Okay. Silas! A familiar voice yells from the middle of the scuffle by the front door. Tell them to let me in! You've got to be kidding me. Lucas says with a groan, before turning on a dime and walking towards the front door. Release him at once, she commands. It was very bare, just to rewrite it. I mean, I thought it was fine at the time when I played it, but then reading the Lucas scene, it's not, I've done blah blah blah, nothing on that. Well, that's interesting, Fade says. A friendly face adrift in a sea of idiots. The mortals fall back just in time for Corliss's ghouls to bash one of their jaws in with a meaty fist. Everyone steps back nervously, revealing a somewhat disheveled Jordan. His clothing is scuffed and torn in a few places, but it doesn't look like any lasting damage was done. How do these guys not know who I am? He asks incredulously. I had to take control of the ghouls just to keep these mercs back over zealous pigs. Jordan, Christ. Jordan, what are you doing here? The whole block is on lockdown. Yeah, I can see that, Jordan says as he brushes a bit of dirt off his sleeve. But since when does that apply to us? It's a fair point that you can't argue with. One of the first things new ghouls or mercenaries are trained in is recognizing the faces of the city's so-called VIPs. These mortals must be very new hires. That still doesn't answer what you're doing here, Lucas says. Tonight isn't the best for... She pauses. Oh. You've got that look in your eyes again. Fade nods. I was just gonna say the same thing. We've seen the future again, haven't we? All aboard the Vision Express. Population 3 very well-adjusted Malkavians. I was worried I'd be late, Jordan says. Tonight's the night, right? VIS. I almost did. I'm like, I started out strong, and here I am just introducing new words that are floating around my own mind. The night for what? You ask, warily. Jordan's visions are starting to become dangerous, but maybe he doesn't know the whole... The night we search for Arundel, he says. Am I too soon? Luca shakes her head. Damn it all. Sometimes this looks like I'm wearing like a fucking little priest collar thing. I got my shirt on underneath this because I didn't change out yet. Did you tell anyone about this? Luca asks as she opens the back door of her car for Jordan. Even suggest that it was happening. Don't say that. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. What actual mental disorder does each gift represent? Only the Malkavians have mental disorders that kind of turn themselves into their vampire gifts. No other vampire clan really works like that, and for the Malkavians, it kind of manifests itself differently in each individual, so there's not any, like, one single answer. It's kind of left a little open-ended so that the player can come up with their own when you play the normal tabletop. Of course not, Jordan says. I'd never compromise the mission. I'll wait here while you guys talk. You're always a little mad about this part. Fade settles in next to Jordan. I love it, he says. Maybe this won't be a complete disaster after all. His sudden enthusiasm is almost as surprising as Jordan showing up in the first place. You heard what Jordan said, right? Fade asks. He said tonight is the night we search for Arundel, not the night we find him. Thanks for the vote of confidence, you mutter. Luca closes the door on Jordan, maybe a bit harder than strictly necessary. This is the trouble we get for associating with precog Silas. She says. What the hell are we going to do? We can't just leave him here. He apparently knows where we're going and what we're planning to do. You're the one... Oh, dear. You're the one who... No, let's not start a bitching contest. It's too late to keep it a secret. If Jordan has already seen this as a vision, then maybe it was meant to be. The entire mission's compromised. I'm calling it off. No, definitely not. Could use the help. What if we encounter something there, right? Jordan's eccentric, but he's good in a fight. I'm not going to say maybe it was meant to be. We could use the help. Fuck it. Fine. Fuck it. Fine, right? Eccentric is one word for it, Luca says. She looks out of the quiet city streets, emptied by Corliss's lockdown order. So you think we're going to run into trouble then? I don't know, you say honestly. We don't know what we're walking into, but I know that we're better equipped for whatever gets thrown at us. With another kindred by our side, we fought with Jordan. You know as well as I that he can hold his own in a fight. Hard to argue with that, Luke says. All right, we've got ourselves a new. Hey, that precog could be. I don't know. I'm a little suspect actually, that Fade is so excited about Jordan going. The more we play this, the more I think Fade is maybe not a good thing. Got ourselves a new partner in crime. I hope you're right. Yeah, me too, Luca. Me too. She opens the door and gets in behind the wheel, while you join beside her in the passenger seat. You look back over the headrest at Jordan. Looks like you're coming with us. I never doubted it, he replies with an impish grin as Fade buckles his seatbelt beside him. What else do you know about tonight? Did you see anything specific? Jordan nods as Luca guns the engine. The car's headlights spring to life, illuminating the shrouded city. I knew I'd be meeting the two of you here, he says, and I knew we'd be going to Arundel's safe place, his home away from home. How do you know about that place? Luca asks. Even Silas didn't know until the journal triggered some hidden memory. Yeah, he definitely wouldn't be a good thing. True. Fade is a gift. Not in this game, I think. My creation of Fade, yes. But in this game, it's starting to seem more and more like he's not. I've never been there, Jordan says. Honestly, I don't even know where it is. I just knew that you'd know. And as for what we'll find when we get there, that's when things start to get a little hazy. Of course it is. The most important part is when it gets hazy. Convenient. Okay, alright, but hazy, I'll do this last one. Hazy doesn't mean anything at all, right? What did you see? That's a fair question, Jordan says. I saw an outline of someone in white waiting for us. At first I assumed it to be Arundo, but I can't be certain. They're backlit, just a bright halo. Anything else? My fate is a treasure. Thank you. Bad things can be very fun. Yeah. It was cold, wherever we ended up being by the end of the mission. Freezing, even. Almost enough to blot out the stink of death, but there was that too tickling up my nose. I couldn't see it, but I could sense it. He shrugs. That's about it. Hopefully I'll be able to pick up something more when we're there. Luca clears her throat to interrupt the conversation. Is someone following us? I was going to ask the same question, Fade says. He's been looking through the rear windshield for most of the conversation, but you hadn't realized that he was tracking something. What? You ask. Behind us, Luca says. I thought I saw someone pull in a few blocks back, but they've turned off their headlights. I can't see them in the fog. I think I see them. You crane your neck back to watch through the rear windshield, and Jordan does the same. I think... Yeah, I see them. You say slowly as your eyes track a dark gray sedan at least 2 blocks back, hidden in the mist with its headlights off. I can't be sure it's following us, but it's certainly suspicious that they're driving without lights in the middle of the fucking night. Fade snorts at your understatement. Luca grunts. Let's test the theory then. She wrenches the wheel to the right without signaling, taking a side street fast enough to make your teeth rattle in your skull. 1.5 blocks later, your follower does the same. You think he knows we're on to him? A few more maneuvers like that and he will for sure, you say. Would you rather have me just let him follow us the whole way there? Luca asks. You're pretty sure that's sarcasm, but you never know these nights. A dark gray sedan. Okay, well, the only other car we know in this game is Key, and Key happens to drive a sedan. I thought it was dark gray. If Key is following us, that could be a good thing. Who cares if they know we see them? Speed up and lose the car. Don't know. We should slow down and see what they do. Maybe pull over the side of the road and force them to pass us. Maybe we should turn around and confront them. We don't have time to waste. Most unhinged option, right? Right? Why not? Why not? Sus, or a bad one, depending on when... Yeah, we'll see. Most unhinged option. I kind of like it. You know what? Just fucking... You're following us? All right. We got 3 vampires, unless you're some fucking elder. Let's go. That sounds just about right to me, Luca says grimly as she pulls into a driveway and reverses in a hasty 3-point turn. I don't have the patience for this kind of shit right now. They want to play games? Let's see how they enjoy having a game board shoved right up there. Hey, you say, putting a hand on her shoulder. Try not to get too worked up. We need to be smart about this. Just because we're being proactive doesn't mean we have to knock their heads together. Not gonna find out anything that way. Master Key better Master Qui-Gon Jinn? Luca grips the wheel tightly, centering herself. Yeah, I'll do my best. She pulls into the opposite lane, returning in the direction she'd just come from. Within a few seconds, the gray sedan comes into view and Luca rolls down her window. Got those bastards now. Look out! Jordan yells, slamming into the driver's seat from behind, sending Luca crashing into the wheel just before a gunshot goes off. Holy shit. Dissolving the seat cushion into a spray of fabric and foam where she'd just been. Oh shit. I don't think Key would try to actually, cap us. We have very high stats with Key. Yeah. We haven't lost any with Jordan. That's good. Or with Luca. Jordan's still up there too. That's concerning. So this person actually wants to kill us. The bullet passes through the back seat and directly into Fade's chest. They got me! Fade groans as blood seeps through his occult robe. Avenge me. You're fine, you say, interrupting his act by leaning back and shoving your hand through his bodily projection to probe the back of the car. See, it went right through your seat. Jordan laughs. Fade being a drama queen? You nod. Sometimes I wish I could see him, but this is probably not the best time to be playing games. Damn it! Luca yells. They fucking shot at me! You try to get a good look in the sedan's window as its wheels screeches on the pavement and careens in the opposite direction. At first... La Sombra. It's gotta be. I read ahead a little bit. At first you think the windows might just be tinted, but there's no telltale reflection or gradient. Just a blackness of shadow. An almost perverse absence of light. I'm going after them. Luca yells. Unless he was told by the prince. Yeah, that is true. But the absence of light, that is a La Sombra ability. Their whole clan trait revolves in darkness. Jordan leans forward between the seats and tries to get Luca's attention. Wait! I have an idea of... Oh, we have no idea who's in that car and what kind of hardware they're packing. We didn't come here prepared for a fight. Fuck! Luca yells, slamming her fist against the wheel. Fucking damn it! You look back through the rear window. Looks like the sedan hasn't turned around in hopes of finishing the job they started. I think Jordan's right, you say reluctantly. They showed their hand, and we have a chance to get away before they turn around. Don't forget why we're out here. Luca grinds her teeth, but she maintains course without turning around. Several minutes pass in relative silence before Jordan pipes up. I haven't seen anyone pulling behind us since we lost tail. There's no alarms going off in my head. Yeah, Lucas says. I've been looking too. Watching the rear closer than I've been watching the front. Luckily, I didn't let them get the last laugh by plowing into a building. We're headed out into the burbs. It won't be long now. Interesting. Seems like that was one of the La Sombra, because, like I said, that is their ability to kind of like shroud things in darkness. You pass through the suburbs, and eventually the space between the homes starts to widen until it's more open field than urbanization. Well, very short chapter. We're getting towards the end of the game then. Interesting. I haven't been down here in years, you say. There are barely even any streetlights. Hell yeah! I know we might be able to finish it. I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep going. I got like another hour before I really gotta go. Gotta shave and everything. Ugh. Ugh. And finish the fucking audio. I guess I'm releasing it on Tuesday, but... It's a strange flex on Arundel's part, I'll admit, Lucas says. Not quite Lupin. Lupin? Lupin territory? Professor Lupin? I don't know why I want to read that as Lupine. But it's pushing the line. Lupine? Is it Lupine? What is it like? Why is that associating Lupine? Yeah, why does that feel like a werewolf word in my head? Is that a territory, or is that like a physical, like, I don't know, like Quebec is, or wolf? Oh, okay. Interesting. So I was right the first time. Thank you. She pulls onto a flagstone driveway. The car's high beams reflecting off the water of the Rideau River. As it's... I'm just like... I have not had that much caffeine. What's going on? As it slowly flows past. Less than a kilometer behind the villa's backyard. Part of the official name for a wolf. Latin for wolfish. Interesting. I wonder why she said that. Oh well. I remember now, you say. How could I have forgotten? Kind of funny how we forget things. How we forget the things Arundel wants us to forget. Isn't it? Fade says. But yeah, I remember this place now too. That makes one of us, Lucas says. You doing okay, Silas? Nothing playing havoc with your head? She looks genuinely worried about you. I think I'll be fine, you say, offering her a grateful smile. Let's find Arundel and get back to the city before we're eaten by a werewolf out here. I think, from what I remember, werewolves in the world of darkness are stronger than vampires, which is kind of... It's like a weird concept to my mind. I know very little about Werewolf the Apocalypse, but I thought they're supposed to be stronger than vampires. At least, like, physically stronger. Maybe not as many mental powers. I thought they're supposed to be, like, some unnecessarily, like, strong beasts. Chapter 10, Ascension. I think there's 11 or 13 chapters. Yeah, maybe they are getting close to werewolf territory. That'd be interesting. Ascension. Oh, as in Corliss's Ascension. Arundel's villa sits on the bank of the Rideau River, 20 minutes drive south of the city center. Now that you're seeing it in person, it's hard to believe you ever forgot the sight of it. A lush garden occupies the front lawn, and you can remember clear as day, the roses waiting to bloom in summer, between manicured shrubs that lie covered tonight in a light dusting of snow. It will be months before the garden springs to life again, and yet you can see it as if it blossomed just for you. A vision of rebirth. A vision of rebirth. A vision of rebirth after a long sleep in the cold earth. Rebirth in the earth! The house itself isn't what you'd consider terribly ostentatious. It's not the prince's primary residence, after all. But by mortal standards, it's still quite lavish, so it means I would be willing to dish out like way too many big hundos for it. The housing market's so fucked, guys. Stone veneer has never been arranged in a tasteful array. Has been arranged in a tasteful array of tans and off-whites, framing elegant windows covered from the inside with blackout curtains. Christ. Yeah. Oh, I know. Every now and then I'm like, maybe instead of renting, I should look at a house. And then they're all like, starting like, I don't know, the equivalent of $250,000 It's horrible. And that's for like the ones that I look at. I'm like, oh, that looks pretty modest. Oh. Oh, okay. Google searches for one-bedroom apartments. That's really low. Not here. Because the cost of living is a lot less here, but also salaries are significantly less. So it'd probably be, I don't know, closer to like 3.5 if you were to convert that over to typical America prices. Interesting to think about it. Campi? Oh, you must mean vampires. Vampires spread throughout the world. I wonder if vampires treat Arctic regions like rich people treat the south of France. Yes, I winter in Finnmark. I'm hoping inheritance. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting... Oh, God. I don't think I'm getting any inheritance until my parents pass away, and that is... I hope that is a very long way away. But I have one grandparent left. I don't know. Cities that have polar nights would be really attractive to a creature that can't step out in the sun. That's true, actually. Yeah, right. If you live above the Arctic Circle, the polar circle. What is that? That little dotted line when you're looking at maps and shit, where it's like above this line, there's plenty of days where the sun never sets or never rises. Both, depending on Arctic Circle. Okay, thank you. Yeah. I feel like that's the right name for it. Yeah, they are. Okay. And I don't think they're affected by the cold. Not the same way people are. Right, months where they can't leave. Well, that's why it would be like just their winter home, right? Source was born above it. Really? Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, so I think it would have to be a seasonal home for them. They couldn't live all the time up there. Or they just have to like fucking go into torpor or just stay inside all the time. I don't know, it'd be interesting. But yeah, I don't think the cold affects them the same way it affects us. Anyways. Yeah, so Rundel's modest house. And it's still fucking bougie as hell. Large flagstones mark your progress as you walk from the driveway to the front door, passing between a set of almost rustic-looking red oak columns. Yeah, this sounds very fancy. That'd be interesting. Like elders who have the money. Yeah. Fade runs his palm along the column, eyes unfocused as if he's lost in thought. He looks back towards the road, and then over to the river flowing quietly past the villa. This relationship between us, he says. The words are slow, drawn out with a great weight, a deeper meaning than you're able to understand. We were born here, in a way. His gaze reaches your own for a moment. Oh, and for a moment you stare into each other's eyes. At least, this incarnation. Maybe it finally is time for us to return to where it all started. And then he's gone, ghostly form blown away by the wind. The empty air speaks. Be on your guard. I can't protect you inside this place. There isn't much in terms of civilization. Yeah, true. 8,000 people in it, so it'd be much harder to hide your murders. No, that's very true. That's a very good point, right? Is that vampires kind of need large cities to a black market for people who provide blood dolls to vampires. I mean, that's hinted at in a lot of the Vampire the Masquerade games. I mean, hell, that was the entire immigrant detention camp they had going on in Night Road. That was, it was terrible. It's like taking undocumented people and selling them to vampires for their blood because they're undocumented. So there's literally no way for them to be tracked or lost. Secretly, all done in the government, by the government, and behind its back, all at the same time, yeah. Interesting storyline, but fucked. As you can see, the government having a partner. Yeah, it's very interesting that in Vampire the Masquerade, the government is somehow both very clearly, like, heavily influenced and controlled by vampires, but at the same time has plenty of branches that are the Second Inquisition actively trying to take it down. I mean, but that, in a way, that kind of makes sense, right? Like, any two-party system is, like, kind of self-combusting itself each day. Some of the vampires can be useful. Joe, absolutely, yeah. Fade? You call out. No reply. Jordan gives you a look of concern, but you shrug it off. It seems like Fade has finally given up, trying to stop you for searching for Rundell. But his parting words gnaw at you with uncomfortable insistence. His carefree sarcasm has been traded for an aura of conservative restraint, and you're not sure what to make of it. Unfortunately, it's not exactly the best time to meditate and reflect on the meaning of your own unique bond with an ethereal being only you can see. You look back at the villa, and your worries fade away into the background. This is it. You can feel it in your bones. This is where you are meant to be. It's funny, Jordan said, looking up and down at the columns before the front entrance. Often dry dark humor is a coping mechanism. True. I know it's interesting that he said this is where he was effectively born. We'll see what's going on when we get inside. What is? You ask. You reach out for the doorknob, almost afraid to touch it, to see if it will turn in your grip. The villa, Jordan replies. It always looked bigger in my visions, like a palace. Lucas sighs. Or maybe whatever it is you're seeing in these visions is so generic that you can apply it to anything. She ignores Jordan's offended huff and turns to you. Is it open? Just like that joke I cracked last week. Yeah. They dropped that here. And it's more tense. True, because it no longer works. Ooh, interesting. I know, I'm very curious. We're so close to the end. I'll keep going. You run your fingers over the doorknob, gripping it carefully. And for the briefest of moments, you can't will your hand to turn. Is it just your nerves getting the better of you? You can't help puzzling over what Fade said before he disappeared. How had your relationship originated here? What is it that he can't protect you from anymore? Is it locked? What's wrong? Nothing, you say. She felt a chill. Somehow, you know that it isn't locked at all. And when you do finally twist the knob, the door pulls outward, easily enough, revealing a disappointingly mundane entry. White tile floor paves the way to a modest closet, half filled with spring jackets and a single winter coat, beyond which a wide archway leads into a white painted living room, complete with a couch, love set, and wall-mounted television. What else had you expected? A den of evil, filled with the stench of brimstone? A clarion call of angelic trumpets as you walk over to the threshold? Certainly not. But something more than this. What is Luca's gift? What is it? It has to do with numbers and organization. Because the thing about Malkavians is usually their curse is also a gift. It's kind of like a double-edged sword. So Jordan's fucking borderline hallucinogenic. But sometimes those hallucinations are of the future. Luca's is OCD. So she has the classic fucking Dracula disorder of where if she sees a lot of shit, she has to organize it, count it, or create some kind of order of it. But on the flip side, her mind has been able to, because she has to do that, she's been able to do it in ways that are, the way she described it, kind of beyond what any human could normally do. Probably she's considered a numerical super genius. So she has patterns and ways of just gazing over numbers and really quickly in her head organizing and making sense of them much faster than we could. I think that's what I remember. I might be wrong, but over here everything is just called a chair or a sofa. Really? I had a friend back in high school that had a little love seat in their living room, and every time I slept over, somehow I was always the one that got stuck on the love seat, and those things suck to sleep on. They're fine to sit in, but they're not big enough to sleep on. They're just too narrow. So I always wake up curled up in a ball and have horrible neck cramps for the next day. I want to walk into the ocean. Yeah, ADHD amplified, yeah. Nice house, Jordan says, stepping in behind you. Bit modern for my tastes, but I can see why the prince likes it. It's not the kind of place I'd expect a prince to live in, Lucas says, a bemused expression on her face. He comes here to escape, you reply absently, as your gaze travels throughout the ground floor. It's a slice of normality. Yeah, sure it is. Normality of what, the 1%? Maybe he meant to keep him humble? Okay, this is fucking ridiculous. Having a second home at all, let alone a second home that is nicer than most people's first homes. Anyways. Yeah, for the vampires. Right. No, I know, I get it. But still. Come on. Yeah, my second home. I keep a secondary home to help keep myself humble. Yeah, think extremely fast, but can't focus on anything ever. Yeah. I didn't see anything in the notebook about where in the house he might have hidden. Where do you think we should look? The basement's usually a good idea if you want to hide something, Jordan says. Maybe the attic? Luca adds. The basement might be too obvious, especially for a vampire. I'm certain that this place has already been searched by someone. There's no way we're the first people to think of coming here. If he's hidden well. Might have thought the attic and the basement were too obvious. Could he have a secret place right here on the main floor? Or maybe he's not here at all, Lucas says, throwing her arms up in the air. She's getting frustrated. What am I doing here? This is what I get for getting involved in Basaris' plot. Nothing good can come from that man. What's the worst that can happen? Jordan asks. If we don't find him, we just leave. Why don't we each check a place? That'd make the search faster. He looks at you. Where do you want to look first? Fine, I really don't know. Do you guys have a preference? I'm torn between the attic or here. I don't really want to go with Jordan's suggestion. Imagine a vampire gift. Hyperfocus, oh boy. I kind of want to pick attic just to, like, make Luca like me, but I don't think there's any giving or losing any more of her points at this point. Attics are pretty unhinged. Yeah. Why not? The fucking little, a lot of bad things have been found in attics, right? I'm spacing out on the name. A couple horror movies have their little things found in the attics. Why not? Why not? Luca nods appreciatively. No, doesn't change that. Good idea. I'll give the first floor a quick sweep. If we find jack shit, I'm just gonna, like, really quick go back and search a different floor. I'll give the first floor a quick sweep and then join you up there. Guess I'll check the basement then, Jordan says. I'll keep the door open so I can call up to you when I find him. All right. In comparison to the rest of the house, the way to the attic is remarkably old school. A pole string dangles in the far corner of the upstairs hallway, and when you give a sharp yank, a set of stairs pulls out from the ceiling, revealing a narrow passage leading upward. I'd rather motorboat a wood chipper. Christ. You step up gingerly, and the thin wooden steps creak beneath your weight. The attic is largely unfurnished, with wide plywood boards covering walking aisles spanning layers of pink foam insulation. Several light bulbs slowly come to life when you pull a dangling chain, dimly illuminating the attic. That's right, he hasn't really been gone for long, maybe a few weeks at most. It's not exactly a welcoming place like the main floor, but it's not entirely unusual either. You make your way carefully across the plywood bridges, careful to not step off directly onto the unsupported insulation. The last thing you want to do is accidentally crash through the ceiling. Not far ahead, you spot several storage trunks and plastic containers. The containers look like they've been rifled through by someone. Books and keepsakes have been scattered and lids have been thrown onto the insulation. But the trunks remain closed, including one that's conspicuously large enough to hold a body if one were so inclined. You flip open the latch. It's unlocked, a sign that there could have been someone resting inside, and pull open the lid, revealing what is most definitely a human corpse. I think I just got a package. Unfortunately for you, it's not a Rundle, nor does it seem to be a vampire. A small metal plaque has been set into the wood of the trunk, just above the corpse's head. Dean Lamb, rest in peace, old friend. Who could this be, and how did this corpse end up in a Rundle's attic? A hand brushes up against your shoulder, startling you from your thoughts. You haven't been exploring all that long, have you? What the fuck? What the fuck, man? Alright, interesting. Look what I said. Look what I found, you say. Then you notice that the hand resting on your shoulder is distinctly delicate. A graceful touch that you wouldn't expect from your companion. Fascinating, but you're not the first to discover it. You turn around, but the woman behind you acts quicker. She tucks in, sharp as a whip crack, and whispers in your ear as sharp fangs graze your flesh. Sleep now, she says. Dream of the truth. You stumble, falling to your knees as the world loses focus and your eyes grow heavy. This feels like Ophelia. As you drop gracelessly onto your side, the silhouette of your attacker watches from above, waiting for the best moment to strike. Every instinct cries out for you to fight back, to stay awake at all costs. But you find yourself succumbing rather easily. I love it when I get Deus Ex'd. I think it is Ophelia. We'll see what happens. This feels a little shitty, though. That it doesn't even give me a chance, so we'll see. How long has it been since you've had a proper sleep? How much fear, worry, and doubt have you contended with in recent weeks, as the domain implodes itself around you, completely out of your control? Yes. That was definitely a package. You deserve this brief moment of respite. And it won't take long. Just a few minutes of shut-eye, that's all. Conscious thoughts scatter and you float downward, endlessly downward, toward a sharp pinprick of light. Get Deus Ex. Alright, like, oh, and then without any reaction rolls, you die. I hope we're not dead. That'd be really shitty. You land, feather light on the tips of your feet, in a place that feels familiar, and yet you know not to exist in the waking world. You've been here before. A cliffside bluff, staring out over Ottawa. As before, the rosy light of pre-dawn shimmers against the tallest buildings to the east. And yet you aren't afraid of them. The sun cannot harm you here, only illuminate the path forward. It's still beautiful, isn't it? Fade asks. He's standing beside you, staring out over the cityscape. The last time we were here, you told me it was hard to remember the look of a sunrise. I would have liked to watch it together with you, maybe from our trip to Japan like we talked about all that time ago. He sighs. You made a promise in your dreams, you know, that we'd go together, no matter what. The world around you gives a slight lurch, and suddenly you find yourself elsewhere, even though fate hasn't left your side. You're leaning along the railing of a bridge spanning a placid body of water, corralled in by walls composed of stones in various sizes and shapes. Lush green trees rise above on either side, standing watch over the overpass. You can walk that off, right? God, I hope so. On your right, a steep grassy hill runs parallel to a slightly curved stone wall. There's a lot of stone, leading to a dizzying height above your perch, atop which stands a beautiful, white-painted building with a dark-tiled roof that fans outward, its tips pointed towards the sky. This feels like... Oh, this is very hard to get my head around. It feels very metaphorical. You're sure you've seen the location in glossy photographs and travel magazines, but you can't quite place it. Skill issue. Fade looks over the railing down at the water. It's not a river or stream in a traditional sense, he says. It's a moat. Generations of monarchs have called this place home, or at least stayed here in ceremonial capacity. It's been rebuilt more than once, but I think it's even more interesting with every incarnation, built on the ruins of what came before. Where are we? You ask. We're in Japan. The Saemon Ishibashi Bridge, outside the Tokyo Imperial Palace. You said you'd like to visit the island nations in the east, and this was the first place I thought of. Call it cliché if you want, but I always found Japanese history and culture fascinating. I hoped we'd learn about the kindred who stay here some night in the future. The Camarilla tell us nothing about them, but I'm sure the elders and archons know more than they let on. What century-old vampire wouldn't study the other forces around the world that they might have to work with or defend themselves against in the future? Fade, what the fuck is going on? Oh, the second one is like the most real. Definitely not. This isn't real. Of course this isn't real. Maybe the second one? Maybe just be most blunt and honest? I got attacked. What? We can talk about her if you want, Fade says. But can't we just enjoy the fact that we finally got out of Ottawa for a while? Soak up the culture. I'm serious, you say. Your patience is wearing thin. What happened? Clouds of dark gray smoke swirl around you, blotting out the view and replacing it with a cold, dark emptiness. A small, freestanding cell broods in your shadow, and a beacon springs forth from the void, blacklighting its captive in a harsh glare. Like the cliffside view of Ottawa, you know that you've been here before, but the memory was lost to you upon waking. I didn't want you to have to see any of this, a shaky voice says from inside the cell. Fade. You kneel down to get a better look. He's doubled over, bent by the low ceiling of his prison. Fadeception. This is getting weird and trippy, man. You can't quite make out the details of his face. I underestimated her. He groans. Who? You ask. Who did you underestimate? Ophelia, dipshit. She's above us right now, trying to read our mind, to alter us. The cage surrounding him starts to shimmer as the light beyond grows in intensity, until finally, the bars go brittle and crumble inward, falling to a fine powder and covering him with a layer of snow-white ash. He straightens, muscles in his back and arms popping with the strain, as if he's standing up for the first time in years. I saw that inserted dipshit. I mean, yeah, like, come on. What did we think it was? Who did we think it was? What just happened? How'd you get free? What is that light in the distance? It's the truth, according to Ophelia. I don't know how much I trust her either. She shouldn't just be attacking me like this. Alright, what just happened? How did you get free? Sure. We're inside your mind, remember? Fade says. All this time you spent talking to me, the moments we shared working together as a team, it makes me more real than I could have ever been. I'm not really an actual construct. Even for kindred who thumb their noses at limits and the concept of the supernatural night after night, it should be impossible to create someone like me. Impossible for anyone but you. A small crack forms in the sky above, and a soft feminine voice filters through, somehow sounding close enough to be right beside you, yet simultaneously elsewhere and nowhere. He's hiding the truth, Silas, Ophelia says, selfishly blocking out your true nature so he can live out this fantasy in your mind. Don't listen to you. Don't listen to her. Fade cautions you. She doesn't understand half of what's going on in here. You have to let go, Ophelia says from above. Corliss isn't totally off the table. I know, God, this fucking game. I don't know what to do. I don't know who to choose. Fate isn't real. He's a way to hide the terrible truth and an even more terrible power. Your true sire locked your abilities away. Your true sire? Excuse me? Huh? Huh? My what? Before Corliss could steal you from her, she created a personality construct as a gatekeeper. Corliss created that. My true what? You ask incredulously. You look over to Fade. What the fuck does she mean by that? He's squirming uncomfortably. That's sussy, Fade. That's sussy. He's squirming uncomfortably beside the decayed bars of his cage, as if he wishes he could return to their old, cold comfort. Oh my, Ophelia says. She titters an amused laugh. You haven't told him. Fade glares up at the crack in the sky furiously. I didn't even know myself until Arundel's memory block started to fall away. You can't turn Silas on me that easily. You didn't know about what, Fade? You're starting to feel a slow burn of anger work its way up through your guts. What did you find out? Go ahead, Ophelia crows. Tells him. She always seems a bit too put together for a Malkavian. But then what about Luca? Luca's definitely a Malkavian. I mean, maybe Corliss is a Malkavian. I really don't know. I'll do better, Fade says. I'll show you. If the barrier repressing the memory can fall from me, I should be able to remove them for you. He reaches out towards you, an expression of intense concentration on his face. What are you doing? You ask. You take a step back, wary that this might be some new trick played by Ophelia. Honestly, you have no idea what to believe anymore. You'll understand in just a minute, I promise, Fade says. This won't hurt. He reaches his hand out. And please? What? That must mean presses. Presses the palm on your forehead. Just relax. I'll show you the memory, clear as crystal. Your eyelids flicker and you fall back, body cushioned by some unseen force as your mind drifts. Back to a time before the Camarilla, before the Anarchs, before the blood, before the hunt. Back to the beginning. Yeah, probably convenient plot mechanism. Yeah. Magnificent floor-to-ceiling windows look out over a cityscape not immediately familiar to you. Twinkling lights and high rises. I am so... Why did Ophelia attack us to do this, though? Why didn't she just do it? I don't think I trust Ophelia at fucking all, but God, I don't trust anybody. This game has me so fucking paranoid, man. I trust Luca. I do. That's it, though. I don't know who else to trust at all. What the fuck? Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking, too. I don't like it. Across the room, two women are arguing dramatically, silhouetted against the city backdrop. You try to stand up and intervene, but find that you are rooted to the spot. Somewhere in your subconscious, you know that this is a memory, and you won't be able to alter the course of events, but you can learn from them. The scent of blood pulls your attention to the right, where you notice the body of a recently killed mortal man. It's hard to make out the face unless you focus in on that portion of the memory. I watch the two... pay attention to my surroundings. I watch the two men arguing by the window. Seems easier than shifting my gaze elsewhere, as if they were dominated by my intention when the actual events took place. Why not? Yeah, I know. This is... that means this is what Ophelia wants me to see. What if Ophelia is gonna, convince me that she's my real fucking sire? Some bullshit like that. Oh my god. My... as you could say... adopted mommy. Isn't this Fade show? That's what Fade said, but we're unconscious and Ophelia's manipulating our mind. Fade said he can't protect us from what's in there at all anymore. Maybe this is all Ophelia. I really don't fucking know at all. Fine, fuck it, right? We're already getting plowed into sleep. Both women are dressed in what might have been considered quite fashionable, somewhere between the 1960s and 70s. Sheath dresses cinched at the waist. One midnight back, black. One midnight back. Back is a color now. The other a muted red. The woman on the left is more relaxed and clearly in her element. Blonde hair worn in long and casual as she swirls a dark liquid in a crystal tumbler. If you had to guess, you'd say that this suite is her home, or her office. Her calm is slowly being whittled away by her guest in the red dress. The one on the right pulls a bulky handgun from her purse and fires twice. In the light of the muzzle flashes, you know the murderer for exactly who she is, your sire, Eden Corliss. Her victim falls back against the window, streaking it with blood. 2 massive smoking holes burned through her chest. At first, you're certain she's dead, but when Corliss lets her guard down and kneels over the body, the victim lurches off the floor and shoves her hand against the glass, stabbing Corliss mercilessly with a hidden weapon as she sinks her teeth into her neck. You try to crawl away as they struggle, but there's nowhere to go. The doors are locked and you don't have a key, and this is a memory. Midnight's back. All right. Yeah, maybe. I mean, that is true, but Fade didn't start acting up till we met Ophelia, which could be Ophelia either manipulating the fuck out of us, like everybody always talks about her doing, or it could be her, I don't know. I feel like she's definitely not acting out of selflessness, but maybe she is telling the truth because it'll help get her to where she wants to be. This fucking game, man. Right, she would have the power to reveal this, but she would also have the power to, like, inflict this. It's so... God damn it. It's a well-written game, but fuck me. You take some away from me, Corliss's victim asks when she comes up for a breath, her mouth stained with thick vitae. You thought I'd just let that go? You wouldn't even know how to use him. She stabs Corliss again and twists the knife, eliciting an agonized scream. Well, we know they're talking about me because they're using my pronouns instead of whatever else. Eliciting an agonized scream before your sire manages to disengage and recover her wits. This is Corliss. Everything you learned. We thought it was you doing the digging on your own. Corliss gasps. But it was just the child. You're nothing, Grace. Less than nothing. We were stronger than our sire? What is going on? Grace closes the gap and kicks Corliss in the ribs, sending her smashing against the window. Grace, we've never heard that before. I've never heard that before in my entire time playing this game. I mean, I guess it is DLC content, but... Cracking it with the weight of the blow. I was unstoppable before the shielding. I was always in control. She kicks her body again. Bloody froth coming to her lips as she grinds her teeth with fury. You turn away from the fight, desperately seeking a way out from this madness. Still, nothing. By the time your memory's vision shifts back to the fight, Corliss has turned the tables again, and this time she's drinking deeply from the victim's neck. You try to call out, desperate to prevent a mortal sin that you instinctively know is wrong, but you're powerless as a babe, as a fledgling. For several minutes, all you can hear is the sound of a messy vampiric feeding. Not the discreet sucking of blood you've since become accustomed to, but a more bestial ravaging. The draining of a life force. Shit! Corliss was witness. Yeah, I know. Oh, man. Oh, that's what she gains. Yeah, fuck me. Oh, boy. And then the door behind you bursts open, flying off its hinges as another vampire rushes in and flings Corliss away from the already decaying body. Are you out of your mind? Arundel bellows. What have you done, Eden? She responds shakily. It happened so fast. I thought I had her. And then her hand was in my chest, tearing my guts out. Hi, Mouse. Oh boy, you're gonna fucking turn off my PC, aren't you? Don't do that. Don't do that. Come here. No. Okay, well, that's all right. Oh boy. Mouse, please. Don't give me a little piggy grunts. What's going on? Yeah, meh. Hi. She staggers back into the moonlight. She staggers back into the moonlight streaming in from the window. Her dress is in tatters. Her chest an open, pulsating wound that's slowly mending before your eyes. She points at you. Mouse? Hello, Mouse. Z's the one. The child we've been looking for. We can salvage this, Arundel. She's ours now. It's almost like a tongue twister. Somewhere in the back of your mind, you can hear Fade urging you to run. But it's not Fade as you know him today. He's simpler when viewed through the memory. Less experienced. More of an instinct than any real personality. Oh, how he's grown over the years. Arundel strokes his chin thoughtfully. You may be right, he says after several seconds, while he looks you over like a prime cut of meat. We'll need a cover story. The child is useless if we can't keep Zim out in the open, where Z can use their gift. I've been planning on taking on another child, Corliss says without hesitation. The council will believe it, if we keep our story straight. Fade babbles in a wordless fury as Corliss articulates her plan. It will have to do. Arundel gets down on his hands and knees. He grabs your head and forces you to look into his calculating eyes. He speaks in strange tongues, and the world loses focus. All is darkness. Yeah, so it might be a bit of a trauma response, but it seems like Arundel is also the one that is like planted. I think it's more of like a forced trauma response. It seems like Arundel has twisted and changed Fade to block out our memories. Man, I thought Arundel was going to be a good guy, but it seems like he was in on killing our sire. The truth? Could these repressed memories... Oh, wait, hold on. I want to read this achievement. Oh, it's right here. Where's the truth? Oh, could these repressed memories be real? Holy shit, there's still 58 achievements remaining? What? You rise. Oh, let me bring the game back. Are all forced. Yeah, but this one's like literally forced. Forced in by another person. You rise, gasping for air that your body no longer requires. Was it all real? Or is this newly remembered history yet another fabrication of the mind slowly pulling itself apart at the seams? Arundel! You gasp. Why would he do that? Why would Corliss do that to me? Fade watches you sadly. I've been trying to warn you away from the prince ever since I started to get a glimpse behind the walls they put in your mind. You've been laced with false memories and triggers. Why didn't you tell me? You gasp. It feels like something has burrowed deep inside your chest and hollowed out your core, parading you around like a skin suit. I didn't want to accidentally hit a trigger, Fade says. You and I may not be at Arundel's level of memory manipulation, but we've had some training. You know, as well as I do, that suggestions can be implanted in an unwilling brain, covered by fake memories. If Arundel's submerged directive went off because we started probing too deeply, who knows what might have happened? We could have lost our sense of self entirely. Arundel's submerged directive? What is that? What is our directive? Man, fascinating. How can we be so sure that these new memories are genuine? Maybe even the fake ones are Ophelia's trying to trick us. She ambushed us after all. Fair, I might ask that. Yeah, Rindel pushed in fake memories. But it sounds like, because Fade is a creation of our own mind, it sounds like Fade also was led to believe these fake memories. But it's interesting, it seems like he has more insight into our brain than we do. And so, in a way, it was a trauma response. Fade is a trauma response, and kind of, because he's trying to, like, stop us from hurting ourselves more by digging into these memories, without acknowledging that, you know, it might help. But what could Rindel even want us to do? He's gone. Never hide something like this again from me, Fade, or I'll shut you up for good. No. How can we... Well, maybe I'll ask the first one. How can we be so sure Ophelia did fucking ambush me? You can't really know if they're genuine, Fade says. I could tell you that these new memories are real, but then you'd have to believe me, and I can't compel you to have put faith in my goodwill. I can only hope you'll listen and try to understand what's happening. I don't think Ophelia has planted anything into your mind. But doubt. Doubt. He nods. Yes. Doubt in me. The light from above flares in intensity, and Ophelia speaks. So now you know about Grace Epting. The truth behind Corliss's sin. This is good. It's unfortunate that she brought Arundel into her lie. But even the greatest of men can disappoint us. What is any of this to you? Fade calls up into the void. Why does our origin concern you? Ophelia ignores him, and somehow you can feel the Primogen's all-seeing eye shift over to you. Now that you've been enlightened, it's time to let go, she says. Fade isn't real. Grace locked your abilities away before Corliss could steal you from her. She created a personality construct as a gatekeeper. That construct took form and became Fade. I mean, they were in the memories. Oh, you're not sure you believe her there? Yeah, I know, I'm torn, because Fade did just say that she hasn't implanted anything in our mind, meaning those memories were real, right? But in those memories, they were also, they made it sound like we were very important. Do we have some secret, like, Giga Malkavian gift or something? I feel like Malkavians are glass cannons, loose cannons, who knows? Maybe we're a strong cannon. What is she talking about? You ask Fade. I'm starting to feel like everyone is just talking past me instead of to me. You came clean about my real sire, but I think there's more you're hiding from me. I can feel it somehow. When you unlocked my mind, it went deeper than it intended. Didn't it? But Ophelia, Fade protests. This isn't about her, you shout, causing the pitch-black landscape to rumble with your sudden spike of anger. You know that part of it is about Ophelia. She's the one trying to crack your mind open to reveal the secrets that she desires. But the Primogen has touched a nerve through her probing. A nerve that's been vexing you for quite some time. Maybe now, when everything is happening in the balance, you can finally get your eternal companion to speak plainly about what's been gnawing at his conscience. Yeah, what is it? I know. Why is Corliss so invested in me? Why is Ophelia so invested in me? What is going on? What exactly did Grace do to me before Corliss destroyed her? Second option, he thinks so. Why were Corliss and Rundle so eager to take me from Grace? Maybe the second option, right? I'm so special. Why would Corliss risk final death to get me on her side? Why hasn't she been using me? I don't seem any more useful than Luca is. What a fucking dick. Yeah, let's go with the second one. At first, they weren't, Fade says. But then they realized something right before that memory of yours kicked in. You even heard them talking about it. While you were under. The power they were looking for wasn't Grace's at all, it was yours. And you shake your head. That's ridiculous. If I'm so powerful, then why haven't they been able to use me? I'm no better than any Malkavian with a few decades of experience under the belt. What am I missing? Fade looks down at his feet. Corliss couldn't access your abilities. Neither could Arunda. If they'd been able to, your unlife would have been a lot different. You'd be nothing more than a tool. Oh, this is so interesting. All right. I gotta keep going. So what stopped them, you ask? Two of the most powerful kindred in the country couldn't force a fledgling to do their bidding. I don't buy it. Fade looks back up at you, eyes smoldering, red coals. They failed because I was standing in their way. You expect me to believe that you held off? No, I believe that. So you're some kind of construct, like Ophelia said. You're not my gift from Malkav, then what are you? Where did you come from? Sure. Why not, right? Second option again? Why not? We are getting a little lost in the weeds, but also, what are you, Fade? Fade crosses his arms. Technically, I was created by you. An exploit that Grace discovered while she was training you. He glances upward at the crack in the sky, spilling rays of light illuminating the hidden corners of your mind. We can't talk about this where she can hear us. Take the door into the long-term memory. She'll have a harder time finding us there. The door? You ask. What door? The one behind you. You turn in place, expecting to see some inky blackness that surrounded you since Ophelia attacked. A portal has sprouted up from the spongy ground, its surface shimmering a pool of silver. There's no knob. How do I get in? Just step through, Fade says. Trust me, it'll be safer where she can't hear us. Oh, but what was that? Oh, part of me kind of wants to do this chapter again and again just to get, like, all of the story, because I feel like I'm not going to get all of the story in just one playthrough of it. This is such, like, a critical chapter, but I don't want to play the whole game over again just to get this chapter. We'll see. Alright. Without a second thought, no, I do not trust. I act cautiously, stepping through the portal while ready to act at a moment's notice. Let's do that one. If you can't trust yourself, then... Oh boy. Oh god, what is going on? If you can't trust yourself, then who can you trust? That really is the pertinent question right now, isn't it? Because right now you don't trust yourself or this place. Unfortunately, you're in a position where you must make the best of two bad decisions and don't have the luxury or time to puzzle it out. It's now or never. You eye the portal before taking a single step, then another. The shimmering silver surface reflects a distorted image back at you. Your youth is fading, and you can see the grip that entropy has over your soul. A young person burdened with a spirit of twice the years as you appear to mortal eyes. God, this is such a weird fucking thing. A chill runs through your bones as you emerge on the other side. A twisting latticework of pathways leads in several directions, each giving off a warm glow of familiarity. Long-term memory, Fate had called it. You study each path while waiting for him to show, somehow instinctively understanding the nature of each memory, if not specifics locked within. What feels like several minutes pass before you start to wonder if Fate isn't coming. Maybe these memories are what he wants you to see. There's only one way to find... the only way to find out is to explore them. You're about to step onto the nearest path when you catch a glimpse of movement in the corner of your eye. I might have fucked up. Finally, you say, what took you so... I was wondering the same thing. Ophelia says, lips quirked in a caustic smile. She's dressed in dazzling white, a flower perched in her hair above her right ear. I've dealt with the pest. For now, at least. So you and I can learn together without his oversight. Shall we start here? Oh, God. Yeah, we didn't fuck up. Fade did, yeah. I wonder, but we were cautious. I wonder if we weren't cautious, if Fade would have let us in. Oh, my goodness. Goodness. Shall we start here? She gestures towards a wide hallway with walls of reflective dark red glass. I have a good feeling about this one. You plant your feet firmly and glare at the Primogen. You attacked me from behind. Now you want me to open my mind to you. I forced you to confront a truth that the construct was hiding from you. If not for me, you might never have had the opportunity to view these memories. I think some thanks are in order. You take a moment to consider before taking any rash action. There may be some truth to what Ophelia is saying, but that certainly doesn't excuse the fact that she ambushed you and invaded your mind. Wait, your mind? She's on your home turf now. You might not have stood a chance of repelling her in the real world. But in this place, you rule supreme, don't you? Oh my God. What the fuck is going on? As I speak with Ophelia, I lace my words with domination to force her into a psychotic break. Easy check. I focus my concentration to manifest thoughts as reality. There's a gun in my hand and I use it to blast. Is completely unprepared for a physical attack. Maybe Ophelia isn't the enemy here. Should I fuck her up? Should I actually? What if she's not the enemy though? Oh, I know, and it's so hard. God, I don't know. I'm so torn between those two. She's bad. You think so? It's the height of unhinged to attack an elder in our own head. All right, if this goes poorly, though, I want to, All right, as I speak, I lace my words with the power of dementation to force her into a psychotic break. Who's protecting you? But was he? That's what he was saying. I don't know what to believe anymore, man. I don't know if Fade was protecting us. Maybe protecting us from the truth? Because he kind of was, and he gets more frustrated every time Ophelia says that. I don't know, in a way, I just want to, like, trust someone. I don't know if I can trust Fade, though. God. What a fucked up game. Can do more harm than the good. Yeah, I don't know, though. Because he was... But that's... I guess he was, right, in a way, but also Ophelia keeps saying, but he's not our real gift. And he kind of said that. But Ophelia said that Corlys placed him there. You trust Ophelia. I might replay the chapter just to try to get more of it. Oh, fine, why not? We'll try it now. Alright. Oh god. Oh god. Oh. If it turns out she was good, I have to restart the chapter and run back through it to side with her. The surge of Vitae through your system feels strangely disconnected when you're little more than a projection within the realm of some conscious thought. Hello, Spoonie. Yes, it is. Yeah, I feel like I'm close to the end of the game. I want to at least get this chapter out of the way. But disconnected though it may be, the blood is no less potent. You still haven't told me why you wanted these secrets so badly, you say. You're not so much looking at for answers as the moment, as an engaging conversation. The topic doesn't matter as long as she's listening. She does, and the power of your vitae takes hold. Ophelia twitches. This was Corlys' doing, wasn't it? Dragging me in here, working with Arundel to make a fool out of me. The only man to gain my trust, and it turns out that none of his bullshit was actually real. Her fingers curl into fists, nails biting into her palms, hard enough to draw blood. There is no great test of loyalty, no light at the end of the tunnel. She howls. And you're the greatest liar of all, aren't you, Silas? Drawing me in here, playing me the whole way like some trusting imbecile. Well, no, she wasn't working with Corlys. She says this was Corlys' doing, wasn't it? So she thinks what I'm doing to her is because Corlys told me to? So it seems like she really is against Corlys, but... yeah, working with Arundel to make a fool out of me. So she trusted Arundel, but it sounds like she thinks that what I'm doing is because Corlys... Yeah. Arundel was the one she trusted. Everybody seems to trust Arundel, though. Key trusts Arundel. Corlys trusts Arundel. Ophelia trusts Arundel. Maybe he's just the ultimate, like, Tyrion Lannister. I don't know. You take a step back. You're fairly sure that she can't cause you any physical harm in this place, but the mind is a fragile thing, and Ophelia is demonstrating to you. Oh, as Ophelia is demonstrating to you in vivid detail. You're right, you say. You were a fool. And Arundel's with Corlys. Well, I don't think so. Corlys seemed like she kind of wanted Arundel gone. I think Corlys did want Arundel gone. I don't know. I feel like I fucked up. If Ophelia is anti-Corlys, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I thought Corlys kind of like helped arrange for Arundel to disappear because she was really upset with him like siding with the Anarchs and everything. Because then she would be the one to step into power right after him. For a moment, you think you may have gone too far. Ophelia glares at you with naked hatred and takes a faltering step forward. It's all a joke to you, isn't it? She seethes. I'll show you a joke. I'll burn this whole damn court to the ground. She shoots you one last glower before vanishing. Her words are alarming, but you're not sure how to follow her into the waking world. We'll see. I'll get to the end of the chapter. If I don't like it, though, I'm going back for the other option. Her word, yes, you're not sure how to follow into the waking world. You step forward, or you step towards the memory pathways. If you're stuck here, you might as well explore. Perhaps you'll learn something invaluable that will help you defend yourself against the Primogen's wrath. Seethes instead of says, yeah. I mean, why not, right? I want to know. This is like where all the answers come out. I don't see myself playing through this game again, but... But I want to know all the answers to the questions. Alright, long-term memory. You've never conceptualized the storage of lived experience as hallways and rooms, but makes sense in an abstract fashion. Passageways link similar experiences together, like how the recovery of one memory often leads to a secondary or even third discovery. These threads are linked to the hub in which you stand, tangled in a knot, bound by shared subject matter. Your true sire, Grace Epting, and your earliest exploits as a fledgling under her control. Which memory will you explore? Yeah, I know. I wish you could, like, go to, like, within it, I wish you could make your own save points so that you could reload and go to certain, like, places that you want just to see, like, what are all the other options, instead of reloading the entire chapter to go through it again. A clear glass hallway leads to my earliest nights as a vampire before my spirit had been irreparably stained with the blood of mortal victims. The mortal profession you chose in Chapter 1. Interesting. I can't even remember what that was. A tunnel of earthly browns leads to a memory of my earliest works in my Grace's blackmail empire. Interesting. A passage stained blood red leads to the scene of a grisly discovery at the revelation that I was far from the first of Grace Epting's childer. At least Luca doesn't have to feel like a middle child. Yeah! True. Oh dear. Yeah, how were we useful to her? Why not? God, this goes on for fucking ever. This has got to be like the last important chapter. I might actually have to stop soon. I can feel my voice going. Yeah, I will drink plenty when I'm done. I told you 3 times already. The blonde kid in the tight-fitting polo shirt says. His expression is going from bored to petulant. It's not the best look for a trust fund brat freshly sprung from a jail cell. I didn't go anywhere last night. I was in the dorm room drinking with my friends. And then you woke up in a cell. Grace asks, again as though she expects the kid's story to change. In truth, all she needs is repetition. And repetition is all you need to uncover the truth. That's right, he says, his face he's getting red in the face. There it is. You close your eyes and your senses come alive. He was a tough one to crack. Maybe the toughest yet, in fact. But now you have him. The altered memory falls away, revealing a truth hastily painted over top. A powerful businesswoman once fed from him and took him as a thrall. Some pieces of the puzzle have been thoroughly destroyed, but what you can see through abstraction is clear enough. Grace will be pleased with your work. You give her a nod, indicating that you've got what you need. Thank you, Jamie. Grace stands up and shakes the kid's hand. Be on your way now, and try not to find your way into any more prison cells. I won't always be here to get you out. Jamie sulks and pushes the interrogation door open. Whatever. Oh, wait, interesting. So when they get emotional, we can read their memories? Yeah, see through memory altercations? What did you see? Grace asks as soon as Jamie is out of earshot. We have him, don't we? You close your eyes and for a moment refocus. According to Grace, every child in your bloodline inherits something she calls the gift of Malcave. Each vampiric embrace produces a variation of this gift, and in you she'd found quite a unique manifestation of the antediluvian's unholy power. Some call them Malkavians. Hello, mouse. They do not actually call them mouse. Sorry. Oh, hi, little piggy grunts. It's probably more like the Nosferatu. Especially you. Look at you. Ugh. Woo. Oh, big purrs. Hi. He's very happy for some reason. You're a little stinky. I think I have to give you a bath. Can you hear the purrs? He's purring very loudly. I don't know what he's so happy about. Do you need food? Is that what's going on? Ah, and for you, that's not so far from the truth. You possess the ability to see through the veil of altered memory. That is a powerful skill. But that means that Fade is not our gift. If anything, Fade is in altered memory. A little suspicious. So maybe Ophelia just wanted to use... Right, maybe that's why we'd be a tool. Maybe Ophelia just wants to use our tool. But she said she was doing it for Arundel. Anyways, when a victim of memory altercation recalls modified events from the past, they might believe it themselves. But to you, it's a beacon that grows brighter the more often it's repeated. Oh, so the more often somebody remembers... they bring back that altered memory in their mind, the more often we can look at it and be like, okay, that is an altered memory. So that's why we had to make that guy keep remembering what happened. Some of Grace's seedier associates have the nerve to call your gift a delusion. But for you, the truth is never as clear when you're looking through a masterfully crafted lie. It was harder to see through the memory, you say, like someone used multiple coats of paint. The outer layer came away, but some of the one beneath stuck tight. The vampire who did this was really talented at what he does. But you got something, right? You nod. Yeah, it's good too. Why not? Why not? This is our... So we are choosing our past now. Very interesting. Yeah, right? You could see when memories were altered. I think that's very interesting. You could also... Exactly, yeah. Finding the dirty laundry. No, I know, there's a lot of stuff you could do. Why not? I always told Grace everything. The kid was being used to spy on someone called Prince Annabelle. We know who that is, you say. She was visiting Toronto from Quebec City and stayed in the executive suite. Grace arches an eyebrow. And the name of our interloper? The kindred who would dare interfere with a visiting prince's agenda. Arundel. What? You say. He called himself Arundel. No last name. What is this? What? Huh? Maybe Arundel wasn't such a... I mean, it's hard, right? There are no good guys and bad guys. Arundel's trying to carve out a little piece for himself, but it seems like in the past, we were on the losing side of the war. Yeah, Grace's blackmail network, yeah. Well, Grace says, our investigation has borne rich fruit indeed. Whatever would I do without you, Silas? The memory fades. Could that really have happened? It's all so clear now. You feel one step closer to being whole. Alright, looks like we get to explore everything. Oh, I'm sure every vampire did some nasty shit to get to become a prince. I don't know, it's like... I mean, it is Game of Thrones, right? Like, there is no good guys and bad guys. It's just whose side you are on. The only downside is that Key really liked Arundel, really trusted him, thought he was a good guy. I know, exactly. That's what I think, Wyvern. I don't think there is a good or bad choice here. I think it's just we have to make a choice and side with someone. They all suck. Yeah, well, that's Vampire the Masquerade for you. You are all monsters, both literally and in personality. You'd been an actor once. Oh, that's right. What feels like several lifetimes ago. Do not go up there. Scoop. The memory is seen through a haze, distorted and almost unrecognizable, but it's there. You'd recently starred in a wildly successful indie film that blew away at the critics at Cannes, and the gossip papers speculated that you would be the next big breakout celebrity moving into Hollywood. Nice. Hey, Mouse. Oh, look at him. You can see him. There was something almost uncanny about your charisma. You could get inside the viewer's head, truly make them believe that your character was real. It seemed that your agent agreed, and within a few days you found yourself participating in a favorably reviewed casting call for a high-budget feature film. On the evening, you were called to the producer office off-set. When you arrived, you were surprised to find yourself alone. After waiting several minutes, you finally noticed a distinctly unpleasant smell. Drawn by insatiable curiosity, you looked under the producer's desk. Hidden behind a plush rollaway chair, the mangled body of a starlet was folded up in a messy tangle of limbs. Her face was pale, eyes wide with horror. When you later read the tabloid articles, you realized that the victim had been completely drained of blood. Seconds after your discovery, a group of armed police broke down the door, yelling for you to get on the ground and put your hands behind your back. The charges never stuck, but the scandal certainly did, and you found yourself ejected from your circles of fair-weather Hollywood friends within days. A newly branded pariah, you couldn't even get your agent to return your phone calls. Your life was over. That was when Grace Epting appeared. Oh, I know his little headbutts. He's very cute. Hi, Mouse. You're giving me a lot of licks. Thanks, buddy. You gonna let me sleep tonight? I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it, Dad. Your sire presented herself as a miracle worker, able to salvage or destroy careers with unnerving ease. You should have been skeptical. Anyone would have, really. But you believed her. You had to. There weren't too many things that needed fixing. Oh, there were too many things that needed fixing. Too many wrongs to be set right. Nobody would listen to you. Nobody but Grace. You would do anything for her. Anything at all. I paid her every penny. No, don't think so. I gave up on my former ambitions and became Grace's personal PR agent, twisting the truth about her. Ooh, don't know. Grace was able to manipulate me into becoming a killer. Yikes. Oh dear. Oh man. So what do we pick? I feel like a vampire wouldn't need money. They set you up from the start. Oh, they always do. The third would be unhinged. It would, wouldn't it? I think it would. At first, you'd been hesitant. Becoming a killer isn't as easy as you'd think from watching slasher movies or TV series. But over time, you manage to get the rhythm down right, master the tools of the trade, and develop a network of professional cleanup personnel. One night, you were sent down to the Niagara to settle a dispute with a smuggler. It was a routine mission. Right up until it wasn't, and everything went sideways. You'd barely gotten the knife into your victim's tree-trunk thick neck when police showed up, catching you in the act. You fled, managing to survive despite taking bullets to the leg and chest. Your crew was gone, and now that you were exposed, your criminal contacts wanted nothing to do with you. Everything was over, and all your friends had abandoned you. You'd lost everything in service to Miss Epting. Somehow you didn't feel betrayed or overcome with sorrow. You were entirely unprepared for the reaction that would flow through every nerve center in your brain. For who would have expected an immense wave of relief to be the overwhelming sensation? Relief that now nothing stood between you and your service to Grace. With nothing to lose, there was everything to gain. Vampire does not uncover. I don't think this is we were not a vampire yet. This was while we were still a human. What brings you to my office, Silas? Grace stands up from behind her desk. She's holding 2 crystal tumblers, one in each hand. She offers you one and bids you to sit down across from her. You do so. This was meant to happen, wasn't it? You ask before taking a sip. The alcohol has a light pink tint, but it goes down smoother and leaves you with a warm glow. You wonder what she mixes into her booze to make it so appealing, but you don't ask. You would never dream of being rude to Miss Epting. This is kind of weird. This is like she's being really manipulative. You could almost say it was written in the stars, Grace says as she drinks from her own glass. A much darker liquid. Red wine, perhaps, not that it matters. I would be lying if I said you were the first person I've had sitting in that chair, ready to reveal their true nature to me. But there's still something special about each one. I have a good feeling about you. Your head is swimming, and it's all you can do. It's all you can do to reply by flashing a drunkard smile. You examine the glass. What did she put in you? What did she put in there? Why can't you think about anything besides pleasing her? When you look back up, oh, yeah, I bet you're right, Buttercup. It does seem like we were fed the vampire blood. Became quite literally addicted to her. When you look back up, Grace is standing there, eyeing you like the most delicious cut of meat she's ever seen. What? You manage to squeak out. How can I serve you? You pause, and the last bit of your self-preservation instinct flees from you. It is done then. My life is yours. When her lips part to reply, they reveal 2 sharp fangs. How hadn't you noticed those before? Just sit back and relax, she says. Death will come quickly. And then, the world will be yours, provided you earn it. She strikes faster than you can blink, sinking those magnificent fangs into your neck and drinking from you, draining your very essence away. Those minutes last for hours, stretched out into infinity, as your body stubbornly lingers, clutching tight to life as your strength slowly fades. You die, briefly. And then something new. A warmth, a trickle, a tribute. You are reborn. All right, last memory. You can count the number of times you defied your sire's will on one hand, but you can't shake the feeling that something's not quite right. I don't think I'll be able to finish this. This is going on for fucking ever. I gotta stop in like 10 minutes. Maybe this last memory, maybe I won't replay through the rest of them. Or maybe I will on my own, just really quick and skim through it all. Oh. Revelation takes a ton of time, yeah. Oh, Spoonie, I know, I want to do it all right now, but I don't think I have the time to. You've overheard dozens of comments from Grace's servants and lackeys wondering how long this new child is going to last, and references to dozens who preceded you. At first, you thought they were just initiating you with mockery, testing your resolve. But over time, you start to realize they genuinely believe that one of these nights you'll simply disappear. The occasional sip of blood from your sire's wrist ensures that distrust isn't on the menu of emotions you're allowed to experience. Oh, so she had us all bloodbound. She's fucked. What? My OG sire seems worse than Ophelia. What is this? This is not a good person. This isn't like a loving, caring sire. This is someone who is using me. And they said fucking Arundel and Corliss would use me. Yikes. But she's been distracted as of late, and you've gone long enough without tasting her vitae to start thinking up uncomfortable questions for which you have no answers. Why would Grace have embraced so many childer? And why would her servants expect you to be discarded like an abandoned tool any night now? You have to know, even if it means the end of you. Yeah, like I know all vampires embrace their childer for a reason, and they do see them as a means to improve themselves, but usually there's like a bit more of a relationship going on there. They trust you, like you, something. Man, this is literally, she's been embracing and discarding people, searching for the right tool to use. I broke into her office and went through her file cabinets, looking for information about her former. No, I violently interrogated one of her ghouls before tearing out his throat to ensure his silence. Yikes, that is unhinged though. Break-ins and interrogations were too risky. I chose the cloak of shadow to spy on the servants and ghouls. They'll speak more freely if they think no one else is listening. Maybe just be unhinged and break in, right? Why not? You wait until Grace is away on a business trip before daring to break into her office. The security would be effective against half-hearted vandals, but this is long before the age of biometrics and electric keycards. It doesn't take long to convince a security guard to loan you his keyring, and a mind wipe of the events takes a matter of seconds. Just like that, you're in with no record of anyone having been there. At first, you're afraid your search will turn up nothing, but that's when you notice the false bottom in the lowest file cabinet. You lift the painted face metal free, revealing a manila folder stuffed with photographs and biographies detailing dozens of mortal targets. Really? No relationship between child and son. Interesting. You take the folder, bring it to a safe place, and then begin to read. I mean, I guess it makes sense in a way, but it's fucked. It's notable that this is very interesting. Yes, Spoonie? Did you read ahead? You sit in your room absorbing the knowledge you uncovered during your excursion. If Grace finds out what you know, you're confident she'll make you forget it forever, provided you survive the night. A part of you reliving this memory knows that's exactly what happened. One of many reasons you hadn't remembered until now. You read fast. That was funny. Over 24 fledgling childer destroyed. Grace had gone on... You didn't just throw up, did you? Where's your brother? I don't think he did. I heard like a little but I looked over and Mog is just like sitting on the floor staring up at me, and he was finished yawning. So I think it was just a really slobbery yawn, because I think Mouse slunk off to the bedroom. Yeah. Usually there's like a little like noise that kind of leads up to the throw up. It's really weird. The first time I heard it. Okay, Peter. anyways. Grace had gone on an embracing spree over the past few years, searching for a child with just the right gift. Something that would be useful to her as she played the great game and manipulated North America's kindred against each other. The secrets she required would make her the most powerful information broker on the continent, if not in the world. All those bodies eventually led to you. And your gift pleased her immensely. Fade was nowhere to be found in these nights, but when it came to peering through manipulated memories, you were the right tool for the job. At least until everything changed, and Fade was born. Damn, so she really just treated people. She has lost all of her fucking humanity. Right? If she was like a character with a character sheet, her humanity would be down to like 1 or 2, because she literally just sees humans as tools. And if you don't have the right thing, she'll just kill you off. Like, okay, next one. Yikes. That noise will wake me up from dead sleep. Yeah, oh dear. The nexus between memories breaks apart as you step back into the hub. You notice the floor begin to fade beneath your feet as you start to sink down, as if you were murked in quicksand. Panic spikes and you struggle, gasping for a shore that no longer exists. Oh boy. There's only downward momentum, and it inevitably leads you into the depths. Agonizing seconds later, you hit solid ground once again. You walk aimlessly through the night, all sense of direction gone as you desperately seek an escape from the void. Eventually, you catch a glimpse of light, and you follow it through the dark, until you find yourself again facing the freestanding cell, backlit by a harsh glare. The cage is empty, but somehow you know that its occupant will be arriving soon. You've been swallowed up by one last memory, which grasps at you as you struggle for consciousness. You have no choice but to stay the course. Oh boy. So, my theory is that this was our power, and Fade was created by Grace, not Corliss. Oh well. They'll be coming for me, Grace says. A tremor runs through her hand as she brings a crystal tumbler up to her lips and takes a few nervous sips of its sanguine contents. For both of us. You look through the floor-to-ceiling windows, out over the cityscape. There's something menacing about the magnificent view tonight. The towering spires of Toronto's buildings jutting upward from the earth like misshapen teeth of a long-abandoned skull growing brittle as an impatient future ushers in the new age. Just like your sire, it might just crack under the strain. That she helped make him. Yeah. Interesting. Oh, man. 2 of Grace's personal assistants flank the suite's door to the outer hallway. You've grown fond of them over the months you spent working here, but Grace made it clear that relationships between Childer and the Help were forbidden. Soon, the 2 of you would learn repercussions from such dalliances, but not now. Grace smooths the length of her long midnight black dress before gesturing for you to attend her. We'll enact the fail-safe plan, she says, only for the next few nights. She taps her forehead with a long, tapered fingernail. You understand how this works, yes? Come here, fussy boy. You nod. It seems like a strange plan to you, and you have your doubts as to its efficacy. But Grace seems to harbor no such misgivings. Little man! Come here. Come here! Oh, I'd have to go tuck this little fussy boy in. If her understanding of your Malkavian gift is accurate, you should be showing far more caution with the kindred you read from. Forging reality from a hidden truth could be a dangerous tool or a ticking time bomb. Your gift allows you to see through the veil of altered memory, Grace says, but I've discovered a drawback to that gift. You nod. Hold on. Come here, fussy, fussy. Fussy, oh! Fussy, fussy little boy. Oh, come here. You want to get tucked in? That's right. It's cranky. Father, I require blanket. The truth I find becomes real. At least, to me. Huh? Even if it's just another lie. What? What does that even mean? I'm so confused. What is the drawback to our gift? Forging reality from a hidden truth could be dangerous. The truth I find becomes real to me. What? An impediment, to be sure, Grace says, but not altogether without its uses. What? I'm confused. How are you understanding it, Wyvern? Will I be able to roll it back, you ask? Remember the time before? They believe the lies they create. But that's how putting a false memory in. You can believe what you uncover in someone, including someone's delusions. But if I can see past their altered memory and I see the true memories, then am I not simply just believing the truth? I'm confused. If I believe everything that I see, but what I see is what lies beyond the false memories, then am I not just seeing the truth and believing the truth? The true memories are hinted with the holder's views. So I believe it from their point of view, as if that was what happened? Okay, interesting. Okay, so not objective truth. Okay. So I inherently... So I don't understand that it is a subjective view, and instead, what I see lying under their altered vision, I take as like the complete truth and just the truth. Interesting. I've engineered a solution, child, yes, Grace says, but you must not know of it. For now, the construct will protect you against intrusion if you're stolen from me. She walks towards a luxurious white couch and sinks into its comforting embrace. It seems to soothe her nerves. You wish you could say the same for yours. You had false memories about me planted in your mind and then hidden. What if I was to read the wrong depth? What if I get lost in conflicting falsehoods? You're sure this is necessary? Why can't we just fight back against who's ever trying to take me? Sure. Grace sighs and places a crystal tumbler on the desk. I'm an information broker, child, not a warrior. I can hold my own in a fight, but the forces at work out there in the night dwarf even my substantial abilities. In my experience, misdirection is often the best offense. As counterintuitive as it might seem. To that end, I had an associate of mine alter my memory of the night we uncovered your gift. It's disorienting, but there were times where it actually made me feel ill to know that the past was false while also believing it completely. Can you imagine what that feels like? After peeling back such memories from dozens of unfortunate souls, it's easy to conceptualize the struggle such conflicting realities might ignite in one's mind. But to face that mental conflict yourself, I can imagine, yes, you say. But there's a big difference between imagination and experience. I've seen people break down too many times to believe it's as simple as it looks from the outside. Yeah, it'd make you feel like you're going insane, yeah. Then you appreciate the pain I've inflicted on myself to endure your safety. I do. Well, sure, safety for your best weapon. Gray smiles, then asks me the question. You lean forward, eager to know your future. What did you learn about my Malkavian gift on the first night that it revealed itself? Tell me who I really am. I saw you, she says. Her eyes go misty and she seems to be looking inward. Or more accurately, I saw two of you. The light cast through the floor-to-ceiling windows fades for a moment, and you believe you're alone again, but you're not. That was the night I was born, Fade says. He steps out from behind a dark stone column you didn't realize was there. This is so fucking mindfucky. Oh my god. I literally don't know what is real in this game. What's the real story here? I got no fucking clue. But is Fade... But like everything Grace just said, is that her creating this false memory of ours? So that when Arundel and Corliss find us, they can't steal my gift? Or has that been true from the start? I don't know. I don't think the game will tell us. I think that's the point here, because that's how Silas is experiencing. No, exactly! I know! But it is really well written, but my god, is it fucking with my head so bad. It is. This DLC is incredibly written, but Jesus Christ. Are you real, Fade? Were you ever real? I don't know. It's a strange thing to learn that you never really existed. A scheme come to life, walking on two legs and thinking it's a real person. A trick of the light. Fade, you say. You telling me this is the truth? There's a pounding at your temples, some kind of existential headache. It was a bitter pill for me to swallow too, you know. He says, I wanted to run from it, but where could I go? He spread his arms, looking out to the night sky with futility. I am nothing without you. I could no sooner leave your side than fly off into the sky. I'm a firewall, dreamed up to hide your gift of insight. It seems like it might actually be the former. Like, Fade is not our own creation, but in a way he is ourself, and Grace just kind of implanted a double conscious onto us? Yeah, tell you went differently. I know this is so... I know, this is wild. Why didn't you tell me? Because he didn't fucking know, because I didn't fucking know. All this time, I've had one of the most useful gifts, and you've kept it from me. We've been stuck here for decades together now. We can get through this too. Support each other. Ophelia was right. You're nothing but a construct holding back the truth. Step out of the way and give me back my true power. Is that what I want, though? It's been 10 minutes. It has. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, man. Slay the Spire. I saw some of what you said about it. I'll have to choose that. I wish I knew, he says. It may be too late now, but I'm glad you still believe in me. Even after all of the... He shrugs. This. You cross your arms, feeling stubborn in the face of your companion's grim resignation. You're more of a person than most kindred I've known. You may be a bit eccentric at times, well, it's part of your charm, but they lost their humanity years ago. You may have started as the ghost of a lie, but you've grown to a lot more than that. I got used to being a real person, Fate says. Can you really blame me? I managed to convince myself that it was just an elaborate fiction over time. Oh, and over time, that's what it became. I guess I always knew in the back of my mind, I'm just the specter of Grace, rattling chains in your attic. Rindil's triggers jarred something loose, and I was forced back into reality. It was only a matter of time before you were too. Wait, you say, something's just occurred to you. How does Ophelia know about this? No idea. Corliss's file on her suggests that she's always had some kind of obsession with liars, but that doesn't really track. She claimed a while ago that Arundel wasn't really missing, but she's changed her story since then. Maybe she's digging into him and found out about his work with Corliss, trying to figure out how to make your gift work. Or she might have been working for Arundel this whole time, attacking me from a different angle. Either way, it makes a pretty good case for Grace's decision to protect you. If I hadn't been here to run defense, you'd have been passed from elder to elder like a tool to untangle webs of lies. And you know, kindred, the lies never end. You would have been a slave until the end of time. True? We'll have to use Auspex. So where does this leave us, you ask? Your headache is getting worse. If the only reason you exist is because I convinced myself that you do, then how are you still here, now that I know better? Please, chapter wrap up. I know, I want to get to the end. Oh. That's the thing, Fade says. There's some truth in the idea that belief can manifest as reality over time. Your subconscious changed my attitude in the waking world, my reactions to events, even the clothings I wear. He looks down at his occult robe. Excellent choice, by the way. As long as you'll accept that I'm real, I'll survive, in a manner of speaking. But I won't have access to my gift. Fade nods grimly. I'm afraid we're mutually exclusive. Grace never expected you to keep me around this long. She didn't expect Corliss to destroy her either. No one's perfect. He looks up at the sky. The darkness has started splitting at the seams, letting in the light once again. You'll have to make a decision, and you'll have to make it fast. You can't survive with two competing realities in your mind. You'll go mad, and then all of this will have been for nothing. He taps his forehead. That headache you've got. That's how it's going to begin. It'll kill you, won't it? If I want to stop living the lie. It might, yeah, if it makes you feel any better. The change should be quick. I've never had to be in here. I've been here in the first place. Hard to feel pain or self-pity if you don't exist. He is acting far too casual, but at the same time, taking a closer look at him might be like, well, I don't think you're real, and I might kill him. Oh, God. There's no time left. You have to decide. Let's do it. Right? Why not? Why not? Oh, God! Fade's smile sags, wilting with the weight of a man prepared for execution. He's terrified. You had to go and ruin it, didn't you? He says. I went through all that effort to put up a brave front, and for what? Now my last act will be simpering like a coward. What the fuck is this game? Oh, part of me does want to go back and see Ophelia's thing through, but... Oh, God. Oh, God, I know. This is fucking insane. Oh. What, do I choose number 3? 2 or 3, right? It doesn't have to be this way. You said I can manifest reality from belief, right? But this is the one that we... This is the new one that we unlocked by doing the aspects. You knew I wouldn't just wipe you out without at least checking you're okay with it, as you suggested. Fade, you're always real enough. I'll believe you. You stick around. Oh dear. Oh God. I literally don't know what to pick. You feel like the third? Yeah, I'll choose the third. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Oh! I don't know what to think anymore, Fade says. But to be honest, I'm glad you did check in. Oh! It's good to feel appreciated by the only person I was ever able to really talk with. He folds his arms and looks at the ground, avoiding eye contact. I know it's a tough decision, and I don't want to influence it. Think about us, not just me. We have to do what serves us best, right? My boy! Oh, dear! Oh, should I just rush to the end of the chapter and go back for Ophelia? Oh, God. Oh, God. But she would kill him. I mean, metaphorically, right? He's just... Fuck our true gift. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Keep Fade. Oh, God. The pain nearly bowls you over this time, and your vision goes double. It takes several seconds before you can see properly again. There's no time, Fade says. Do what you need to do. Drawing it out won't help anyone. There shouldn't even be a discussion. Alright, alright. I'm not willing to sacrifice Fade on the altar of power. Let's keep him. The tension running down Fade's shoulders, through his back, relaxes as he deflates like a balloon, gasping with relief. I thought you were gonna kill me. I think you'd know me better than that by now, you say. We're a part of each other. Where you came from is irrelevant. What matters is that you're here. I couldn't kill you any more than I could slit my own throat. You will forget the truth, you know, he says. You cannot have both. You shake your head. I understand. Oh shit, are we just gonna forget our sire then? Are we gonna forget everything? It's a more difficult choice than you're letting on, but there was only ever one real way it could end. Maybe Fade was hoping for that all along. A sharp crack above causes both of you to look up in the sky as it splits in two and light descends to scour the landscape clean. Your gift doesn't want to accept the lie, Fade groans. It'll consume us, drive us mad with the paradox. He gestures towards the door on your right. It hadn't been there a moment before. You can't be here when it reaches me. You can fight it off. He sets his jaw stubbornly. I've done it before, I'll do it again. Can we help him? I sacrifice Fade on the altar. Oh dear. All these years you fought the light alone. Let me help you. Together we are unstoppable. Oh! 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 Achievement, face the light, fought back against the light with your trusted companion. You take a stand beside Fade and stare up at the light as it descends upon you, eating away at the dark like a malignant cancer. All these years you fought the light alone, you say. Let me help you. You're risking everything, he says, his expression twisted with worry. You'll be fighting against yourself. Magnificent waves of pure willpower radiate out from his body, focused and directed against the brilliance. Are you sure? Sure as I've ever been. Then focus on me. Concentrate on the reality you want, and push back against the truth. You watch fade as his body tenses and goes rigid. Hand extended, palm out, as if he intends to hold back the invading wave all by himself. Burning the image of him into your mind's eye, you turn upward and extend your own hand, feeling the exhilaration of pure will flow through your body like an electric current. The sky crackles with roiling energy, forcing you to your knees. A quick glance shows Fade in the same position, sweat boiling away on his forehead from the strain. You take his hand and grasp it tight like a lifeline. You both stand as like some fucking anime ending. You both stand together as one. You push your back against the unfathomable weight. It's there that you make your stand, side by side, in a mindscape of shattering worlds, screaming defiance in the face of light. Silas? A concerned voice calls out. You can feel hands shaking at you, the frustrated rasp of a growl. Snap out of it. What's happening? Are you back in the villa? Panic rushes through you and you search your mind for Fade. You heave a heavy sigh of relief when you sense his presence, slowly recovering in the corner of your mind. He favors you with an approving smile before turning back inward, focusing on healing his psychic scarring. You've won, pushed back the light, at least for now. Wake up, Silas. That's right, you're not alone. You go cold when you remember who attacked you from behind and tore through your mind, without a care for your mental well-being. Ophelia. You have to do something, but you can barely move. Focus on your senses first. Stop thinking. Come back to reality, one step at a time. Oh my goodness. Wah wah wee wah. I've chosen. I'm sorry. Oh, but we can't because I gotta get to the end of the chapter so that I can see the Ophelia run through. Oh. Fuck me. At least it's not a bad ending. Yeah, but like... I feel like we have to side with an elder or we're just gonna die. Corliss killed our real sire. Ophelia rampaged through our mind. Your eyes flicker open, revealing a ghostly blur of a figure standing over you. But it's not Ophelia at all. Silas, what the hell happened? Stopped at the worst spots. Jordan? You ask. Your tongue feels thick in your mouth like it's been stuffed with cotton balls. Where's Ophelia? Oh, should I stop here? Fuck me up, man. I guess I can. I guess I can stop here. Ah! Man, what a good game. What an actual good game. I will stop there. I will stop there. God damn.